What are you doing now? Why are you laying there? Hello, hello. Hey, guys. Hello. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. I know I'm on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Who's Dan? I got a who's Dan already? Hello, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, how is everybody tonight? Oh, there went Moo. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, thank you, babe. Thank you, thank you. I'm comfortable tonight. My special skincare ingredient is I use retinol. I use a prescription retinol on my face, tretinoin, every night, and it works wonderfully. Hello, I'm doing good. I'm good. I had a really busy day today, but I decided to pop on just for a little bit. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Apparently purple seems to be my color. Hello. What's up?
Can I take the charger?
For a little bit, yeah, that's fine. I'm at like 50. My husband's stealing my charger. Oh no, why are you there? Let me get you out. So I do have a, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you guys. Jackie is good. She does have power. She's good. Hello, hello. I don't know what the scoop today is. I really haven't seen very much other than people fighting. Thank you, Stephanie. Other than people fighting about how many people stabbed Dee Dee. Did you send me an email or did you send me a... If you guys, if you message me, I do 2 pages. And so you're going to get lost. And that's why if you have something to tell me, it's easier to get me on the email. Just because both pages can go to one place. So it's easier to ask me. I get lost and I don't mean to. But so it's easier to ask me. I get lost and I don't mean to. But the DMs on TikTok, crazy. I am on late tonight. I am on late. Wait, all I seen was Gypsy's Target wedding gift. Stop it now. Stop it. Am I cutting out? Am I freezing, guys? Can you hear me? I'm lagging? Do I need to come out and... You want me to come out, go out, and come back in again? In and out? Hold on, maybe it's not... Do I have like my Wi-Fi thingy on? Let's see if this is better. Is that any better? I'm lagging? Is it better? It's better. We're good now? All right, good. So we're good. All right, perfect. So does she really have a wedding registry? Stop, guys. She's not even divorced. She needs a divorce registry. Does she really have a Target registry for a wedding? Or are you guys just pulling my chain? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, she doesn't? Oh, look at me trying to spread rumors over here. Someone just said that. I was like, what? I've seen this GoFundMe. I don't know if that one's real. Who knows? You don't know with her, though, if anything is real. Lisa, I just got your... I just got your email. That is creepy looking. Megan, I just got your message back to me, if you're in here. No, I don't believe she has a... She's having... Hello, Dave. So wait, she's having a wedding next year? What am I missing? Oh, they're fake. I had a really good weekend, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. I do know that she said something about she wants to have like a wedding, an illegal wedding, because, you know, she's already married to a different guy. But I did hear she wants to have like some kind of vow exchange, you know, a wedding without the legality in it. So she just wants to speak her vows to Ken, which can't she just do that in private? Do you really need to have a big expensive party for that? She's absolutely going to bully Ken into marriage. I'm sure scared. Wouldn't you be scared if you were Ken? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ken didn't want to get married, period, I thought, for a while. Like, didn't he just... How much can you do at once? Get divorced, have a baby, get married. That's too much happening there. I have not seen Ryan, guys. Has anybody? Dave, I got a surprise for you in a few minutes. So stick around because I have a little bit of a surprise for you. Yes, I did. Can you get in here? Oh, I think Ryan's laying low. Who knows? I've seen him in my lives a couple of times, but I haven't seen him go live. Plot twist, it's an undercover FBI agent. Ooh. Look who's back, guys. Hello in Pittsburgh. I hope Lifetime gives him a show. He needs to be on like The Bachelor or something. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, hello. Jack, you coming back? Get in here. What are you doing? Hello in South Carolina. Jackie, you going to come up or are you just going to sit and hide in the comments? Thank you, thank you. Good morning from the UK. It's like midnight here. 10-5 rubber duckies. Hello in Memphis, Tennessee. Jackie, you coming up? What are you doing now? You're killing me here, man. We've had some Jackie withdrawals for a bit. Ooh, 5 a.m. What are you doing up at 5 a.m.? That's a morning for you. Oh, I'm in Virginia. Hello, San Diego. My sister lives there. Let me invite this one back because she doesn't want to jump in here. Oh, hello in Texas. Hello, hello. Ooh, Toronto. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know I see a lot of people that shouldn't be awake. Stop it, Jackie. You're killing me with your phone, man. If Ken was smart, he'd run while she's still on probation. That's what I'm saying. I mean, get away now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Right? I know. Couldn't load plugin. I don't know what that means. Does anybody know what that means on a phone? So she's in there. She's got a new phone, but now she can't come up. Hello, hello. Hello, guys. Yeah, Jackie, I need you to fix your phone. Fix the new phone and just get your butt up here. I think Ken wants to run too. I think Ken, honestly, wouldn't you feel like that's overwhelming? You have a lot going on. You have your girlfriend's getting divorced from her husband. So now you're having a baby. Just think about how it feels to be Ken right now. You are having a baby with another man's wife. Like, that's just got to make you feel like crap. You know? You have all of this nonsense going on social media. Your entire shit show's plastered all over national television, and he's getting dragged into it. And he looks like crap just because he's associated with her. So even though people think that he's with her for the money, I mean, honestly, it's making him look like crap, because what do we all think of Ken now, really? Because he's associated with her. He very well could be a good guy. Nobody's going to know. She's going to do the same thing to Ken that she did to Ryan soon. And I feel like we're going to see her snapping or her mood swings or whatever on the next season. The fake kayaking. Oh, don't even get me started on that. Oh, my goodness. So, what did Michelle just send me? That really is a registry? I don't know when the next season starts, though. I have no idea. Thank you. The kayaking. So, is anything about this chick real? I mean, nothing about this chick is real. Thank you. But she can't even freaking go kayaking with her guy without it being a publicity stunt. It's like, you know what I mean? It's nothing about her's real. Nothing. I mean, and then in the same thing, like, you're going to sit there and have people, because you know she was on the phone with the paparazzi, calling people, the tabloids, like, come look at me, I'm in a kayak with Ken. Like, you know she was doing that. And then you're going to get pissed off because people are taking your picture when you called them to take your picture. And then you're going to be like, have some respect, there's children around. And these children don't want anything to do with it. Honey, you're a schmurderer. That should be where you're concerned about children being around, not paparazzi taking pictures. And again, if you wanted privacy and you didn't want the publicity, you should have went somewhere private and secluded to have your little family reunion, not a public park where I heard there were public festivals going on and all of it. Like, so what were you expecting to happen in public, in a big open public place? Like, were you expecting privacy? Because I don't think nobody in the world, even unfamous people, go to a public park expecting privacy. It's not where you go for privacy. Just saying. Then she goes and complains people are taking pictures. Well, because she's not getting paid for those people's pictures. You know what I mean? She's not getting any publicity from that. That's the problem. Oh, Candace, hello. Right? Pay for security. You don't need security. Get yourself the hell off the screen. Get yourself the hell off Facebook. Get off social media. Get off all of that crap. And then you can feel like you're entitled to some privacy. Otherwise, she's a snot and I can't stand her. Oh, hello, Naomi. I just saw Naomi. Thank you. I am on late, guys. I am on late tonight. I had a lot of things to do tonight. I have a procedure I have to get done tomorrow, so I had to do some stuff today for work. She posted a wedding registry. I don't even think they're engaged. How do you get engaged to a woman who's currently married? Like, for real. Like, actually married. Is that even a thing? I don't even know if that's a thing. Right? Make it make sense. Exactly. You can't. So I did end up reading the autopsy report. Jackie has begged me to wait for her to go through it. What's going to be interesting is me and Jackie both have opposite theories on what we think happened or explain it. So it's pretty cool to hear that we both think different things happened and why we think them. And it's okay to have different opinions, guys. It's all just opinions, but it's actually pretty cool. He won't get her on alimony. He is so wrapped. He's got Nick syndrome. The same way Nick felt about him is how Ryan feels about him. About her. Jackie's in the chat. She's trying to get her phone to work so she can come up. But yeah, I don't know what it is that she does to these men that gets them to be like all in. Like she can do anything to them and they're not going to get mad at her. They're not going to go after her. I don't know what it is. It seriously, look, it's got to be some kind of voodoo sorcery. Thank you. Oh, I'm handsome with a mustache. At least I know what I'll look like in a couple of years. But seriously, like, honestly, I don't know what kind of, it's got to be something that she does to these men that they just can't let her go. And so far, I feel like Ken might actually leave, but you never know. It's like, I don't know what it is. Same thing with, Dan even kept coming back to her. It's crazy. Someone teach me the sorcery, because I'm just saying, I gotta work for my husband. He makes me look good, and well, he doesn't make me, but it's like, I gotta work hard to be a wife, or, you know what I mean? This chick just looks at people and it's like, the obsession is insane. And I could see if she looked good, or like she was like, she had something special. I don't know what it is. Look up spaghetti voodoo. Is that a thing? Wait. It's the voodoo spaghetti? Oh, the spaghetti. Look at me. I'm like, is spaghetti voodoo a thing? Honestly, it's got to be some kind of like, I don't know. Wasn't her mother into all that, though? I don't know enough about how that works, but it's got to be some kind of spell somewhere. Because it blows my mind. Blood in the spaghetti? Is that a thing? Are you all making fun of me? Stop it, menstrual blood and sauce. I'm Italian. Don't do that to me. I'll never eat that crap again. Ugh. Look, I was just about to type that in. If somebody ever sees my search engine, just know I'm going to the loony bin. They're going to lock me up in a white coat. Blood magic? Guys, it's got to be something. I don't know what it is. I do know Louisiana is big on... Ooh. Thank you. I do know Louisiana is big on that kind of stuff. What is it? Hoodoo? Voodoo? Hoodoo or something like that, right? Like, it's big on that stuff. Voodoo. Right? It is. Wicca, I think Wicca is different, though. Wicca is more like a natural witchcraft. Like it's like earth related, like earth. I don't think that has anything to do with like spells like voodoo or stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, that crap scares me. I'll be the first one to admit it. Don't come after me with a voodoo doll, please. That crap creeps me out. Put menstrual blood in coffee. I'm a coffee. Oh my God, you're gonna ruin my coffee? Yeah, Wicca's white magic, right? Jackie!
I'm pretty sure that everything for me has to be like super difficult.
Look who's back, guys. It's about time. I was going through Jackie withdrawals, man.
Everything has to be like super difficult for me. I do not understand.
10-5 rubber ducky. Yeah, I know Wicca is witchcraft, but I believe it's like earthly magic. It's like white magic. It's not like
Brisket.
Oh, Magda wants to come up. Or she doesn't.
No, I've got this.
Catherine's
What?
pregnant. She's pregnant. But I don't know what she does to these men, though. I mean, really? It's, Candace knows. Candace, do you know about that stuff? Sorry, I hit the wrong button. Hello, hello. Take me back. Come back up. Request to come back up. But I mean, I don't, is there a man in here? Guys, show me the men. What is it that these men look at her and they become so infatuated? What is up with that?
I'm just going to be 2 seconds. Hold on.
Like, is it because she looked young for so long and like they're attracted to that prepubescent, like, you know what I mean? Right? I really want to hear from a man. Like, what do you look at her and like, what is the attraction to her? They're afraid. Well, I guess, yeah. I can see that. Her childish ways, you know what? It's the child in her that I think is. And if you think about it, like she looked so young for so long, like seriously young. Off with your head? That's horrible. Maybe they're into possums. You guys are so funny. I really do feel like it's like that child, like they look, I don't know what it is. It's kind of creepy. Ryan said it was her voice. No, he didn't. Stop it now. It's got to be that like child, but still, it's like your wife just cheated on you and got pregnant, and now you're trying to be engaged to a man where you're still married to Ryan, and he won't even say anything bad about her.
I don't even know how she's got a fucking boyfriend.
There it is. We missed that. But that's what I'm saying, though. Her new laugh is Ken's laugh. She laughs like Ken now.
She's got a whole new accent.
Like, what the fuck is that? You went from to like she laughs like Ken. Right?
I worked out why my thing wasn't working. I had to go and allow permissions in the in my settings, allow permissions for the voice to be heard or something.
Oh. I don't know. That's a little bit more than I have kids for that. Thank you, thank you. Thank you guys. It's all about the boobies, but she didn't. First of all, somebody tell me how for 24 years old, go listen to, hold on. Go listen to the recording of John Todd on YouTube. Will blow your mind. All right, I don't know who that is, but for 24 years she had no breast. She had no physical feminine features to her body. When she walked into court with that shaved head, she looked like a boy. Tell me how all of a sudden you go to prison and you get a D chest, your ass blows up. Like, what happened there?
She's doing shots of Ozempic with Kardashian. Come on, let's be real. And also, who the fuck thought of like Ryan? Like I don't mind Ryan. Like he got hard done by and everything, but like when you think about it, really, like him and Ken were like attracted to the documentary. She looked like a skinwalker with glasses on. Who like that looked like a child and spoke like a child. How the fuck were they attracted to that? I want to know, how were they attracted to that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. She didn't have a like physical body. Even in prison, she didn't. Like, you came out, did you get a butt implant, breast implants? Like, you got a whole feminine makeover? What happened?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like,
They were attracted to her from that documentary. Like, why are you attracted to a girl with no like? Okay, get it. Girls can have no hair and all that shit, but like, come off it. Like dressed in Disneyland wigs and shit, and you like that, and it sounded like a little boy.
right. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know what it was about her. That water looks good. It's actually Sprite because I'm on clear liquids until tomorrow. I'm starving. I want sushi.
Oh my god, you and seafood, yuck.
Born in the Bayou needs to talk to me. Does she want to come up or did she want to email me? Thank you.
Well, like, how much have I actually missed? Because someone sent me this morning a picture of her GoFundMe for $8,000.
There's negative spirits there. I believe that.
Has she got a new GoFundMe for $8,000 or something?
No, I don't think she's got a new GoFundMe. I think that's one of the old fake ones that were put up. Yeah, that's been seen around for a while. I'm not having a colonoscopy. I'm having an endoscopy. Although somebody, who was it, Lisa? Who just sent me? Somebody just sent me a Target wedding registry for Ken and Gypsy for March of 2025.
Target
Wedding registry. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
What, Target like the store?
I don't
What,
know.
the store
I don't know if
Target?
it's real. You don't know if these things are real. I wouldn't put it past her, but you don't know if they're real. I can't confirm that they're real. Where did her baby bump go, guys? Who just sent me this picture?
I told you, she's doing shots of Ozempic. That's where it went. Allegedly, I don't know. But look how skinny she is. Ever since she got pregnant, she's skinny as.
This was a picture from the family reunion. Where'd her baby bump go? Guys, I remember being pregnant and feeling like a freaking cow. If you have kids, come on, at 5 months, you're just like, it's almost halfway over, please. Like, you're hating life, you're hot, you're sweaty. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, you're all, ooh, I really did look good in a mustache. Thank you. There is no baby bump. Like, 1 minute she's got one and the next minute it's gone. What is that about? And I believe she's pregnant. I don't think she's making all this up and paying all this money for fake sonograms. But where's the stomach head? What's happening there? Oh, my fish tank. Thank you. Here, I'll show you the picture. All right, y'all ready? Wait, let me make sure I don't have anything on my desk with my address on it. Because look, you see her stomach though? Look, here's her face.
A face only a mother could love. Oh no,
Where's
she
the
killed
belly?
her.
Like, I feel like, where'd the belly go? Wasn't she like huge?
I'm just glad she's not wearing them fucking Adidas shorts. She wore them Adidas shorts 4 days in a row.
Oh, yeah, I know. She keeps living in these sports shorts. What are they called? The Adidas shorts?
Oh, Adidas. Hey guys, guess what I said to her today? I said, I was cracking the shits, and she goes, "What does crack the shits mean?" And I said, "What?" And she goes, "Cracking the shits. What does that mean?" Does anyone know what
What does it
cracking the
mean?
shits means?
But really, I want to know where this. 1 minute she's on live talking about this was like 3 weeks ago when she was like, I can't do crop tops no more. Like, you know what I mean? She had this big old belly. She was leaning so far back, her head was scraping the ground, but she had some kind of belly there. And then all of a sudden, it went away. It disappeared.
You guys crack me up. Cracking the shits means like I'm having a tantrum. I'm annoyed. Like it's something's annoying. You know. Wait, I agree. I reckon she just needs to do a good fart and her stomach
So
will go
we're
down.
believing that these are real, these GoFundMes.
Look, I don't know. I haven't been on TikTok in close to a week, but everyone keeps sending me this new one, but it looks like the old one.
Fancy was talking about the GoFundMes on her page. It's really hard to tell if a GoFundMe's real. Thank you, thank you. You have to verify with ID for GoFundMe. So that, I mean, I guess it's possible that they're real. I'm not saying that they're not. I just don't want to say they're real and then they're not real and then it's, you know.
Yeah. But look, if it is real, what does she need $8,000 for?
Why does she need $8,000 to support her new family journey? Like, one is for 3,000, one is for 8,000. Is there two of them? Hold on. Oh, these both say 8,000, but who needs, yeah, well, that's, come on. Oh,
Like,
it's below the taxable limit.
isn't
Oh, that makes
TikTok
sense.
supporting her family by her going live for 10 minutes going to get $800?
Well, which family? You one with Kenny, you one with your husband. Is that why there's two? I see in the recent ultrasound, she looks further along. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Leave my family alone and go fund me, right? They may or may not be real. I don't know. Someone said Fancy was talking about them being real. I can't. I don't know.
At this
I don't feel real or fake.
stage,
I wouldn't.
Gypsy should fund all of us for the mental torture rabbit hole we've all been down on her account.
Saying. That's what I'm saying. Hello. I think you got to show ID. It's been a minute since I did a GoFundMe for anything, for anybody. I don't remember. I think you do have to. I don't know if you have to show ID.
I've never done a GoFundMe, but my friend did one for a funeral and she had to show her ID. But that's Australia, so I don't know.
Thank you, thank you. I guess you can call it anything you want, though. I don't know if it's real or not. Thank you, thank you. Again, like I said, I wouldn't put it past her, but doesn't shock me with her. Sent email with, let me see. Kaylee, you want to talk about the autopsy?
Yeah, I have missed so much. I've got like little fragments of it, like I've got like little bits of it.
Maybe it is, but she's not in Lake Charles. Isn't Ryan in Lake Charles? Like, I don't know Louisiana too well, but I thought he was from Lake Charles. And
Hey, a lady on Facebook posted that she saw Gypsy and Ken on that boat. You know, the boat they were taking photos on?
the
And
kayak.
she reckons by her account that they were taking like a fake boat ride. Like literally they got in the canoe, they sat there, they took a couple of photos and they went on the shore.
Oh,
She
how
she swears
cute.
by it.
Jack, you've been gone for a couple days.
Oh,
You
is this
got
old news? Shut
that's
up. All
old
right,
news.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. We love you anyway. But it is, yeah.
Hey, look, guys, I'm only going by Facebook. I'm that behind. I can only get Facebook. And then I tell her things, and she's like, she acts surprised when I call her, and she's like, yeah, I sort of heard that 2 days ago. I'm like, I'm just going to die. Like, leave me alone.
I stopped telling her and started being like, no, really? Just to make her feel better.
She really does.
Is this real, guys? Tell me, tell me, tell me.
But did you see that thing with the lady? She reckons that literally they weren't even doing it. I don't know. What is that?
Is that a Target registry? I don't know. It's a
Do you mean Target the shop?
I think so.
Why is she getting married at Target? What?
No, it's at myregistry.com. A wedding. So she's planning the wedding without an engagement ring? Heard they got engaged. Did they get engaged this weekend? I believe it. But I mean, how do you it's not even the legality of it, or like we're gonna question the fact that, like, how do you ethically and morally propose to a woman who is still married to another man? Like,
They're both
and even
wankers.
if this my registry thing is not true, okay? She said that she wanted to have like some kind of vow exchange. You're gonna pay for a party, have a vow exchange, even though it's not legal. So you would have to redo the wedding. Just to what? Have some content for your influencing? Just to have some content for your TV show? Why would you do that? Why would you exchange vows if they're not legal? They're not, you don't need to have a whole show. You can just go tell him in private then, if you just want to tell him your vows and how you vow yourself to him. Keep it for the bedroom and whisper it until you can have a wedding. Why would you go and put yourself and put him on display? Like, I'm sorry, like, I really want to marry you, but I'm married to another man, so can we just pretend? Can we pretend get married again, like I did with Nick and everybody else? Like, can we pretend?
Jeff's right. She's got no
That's
morals. She's
Wouldn't that take your manlyhood away? Like, wouldn't that take your manhood away? Like, wouldn't it make you feel like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, so we're just going to pretend because another man's got you. Like, as a man, I would be insulted. Like, are you kidding me? Like, how about we just wait for a real wedding when we can legally do it and it's a thing? Not that the legality means anything to her either, because, I mean, she hops men like, that's exactly what it is. She's trying to have content for her TV show.
I'm telling you right now.
There's only so much baby talk you can put, so much baby influencing that can happen. So you need something to show. You need something, you know, to keep yourself relevant, keep yourself valid, keep yourself out
Look,
there.
there's innies and there's outies and there's a coin purse, and I'm telling you now, she's got a dangle flap coin purse going on there. The amount of traffic that has been in and out of that woman.
Does it get so, can I have a translator?
She's got
someone
I reckon she's
translate
got
for me?
I think that she's got dangling flaps from all the traffic she's had inside her. Like literally, like I'm
left
sorry,
you
but
with-
you can't deny.
We left you with strictly Australians for way too long.
I've been out at Mum's. I've been in backcountry for 4 days straight. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. Do you know what? I introduced my mum to TikTok. My mum was on the phone to Ivory. Legit. My mum's like, Oh my God, Ivory sounds so funny. Ivory's like, you two sound like rednecks. Like we were like laughing at, oh my God. We're like, my mum goes, hey Ivory, do you know what a sportage is?
A Kia Sportage, guys. She's like, you don't have Kia Sportages there? And I'm like, what the hell's a Kia Sportage? And I'm like, a Kia Sportage. Thinking it sounds like a hotel or something like that. I'm like, a Kia Sportage? What's happening?
But what I mean is, like, I'm not gonna, like, some girls have innies, some girls have aunties, outies. I'm not going to judge at all, okay? So I don't really want to say it because it's gonna sound so gross, but you guys know what an inning is, yes?
Like the belly button? Oh, is that what you're talking about? What? I don't know what we're talking about here.
Okay, so some girls have flaps that are just inside, and some girls have them on the outside.
All right, now I know what we're talking about.
Okay, so hers are basically like flapping in the wind, like a coin purse open for the traffic. Well, you know what I mean? Like she's already married, and then she's gonna be with some other guy, and then there's all these Dans and Brians and in between and fucking Ryans, and you know she probably had a punched in prison. Let's be real. So like, could you imagine how big that is by now? Like, someone would have. I'm just saying.
Oh wow. What she just said, I don't even know. I needed a translator. That was funny. Oh, I got it though. I got it. No need to re-explain. We got that. I got that.
I wanted to say it in the most non-offensive way possible.
She's making up for lost time, right? There wasn't what lost time. She's had the romper room, the raunchy Ruby's romper room in the backyard since she was a baby. There's no lost time she's making up for. Trust me, she had plenty of experience and practice there.
Someone asked in the comments, how would you know? Okay, well, I would know because it doesn't take a rocket science to know that she's got a punched-in biscuit tin of a box. Come off it. It doesn't take a rocket science to know that.
Lots of highway miles.
A drop pie at the bloody servo.
Right. Okay. There's that. The punched in tin biscuit. What was it?
Think of a pie that's dropped on the ground. You know, a pie that's dropped on the ground. That's it. That's what you're looking at.
I'm never going to eat a pie the same way ever again. A whisker biscuit. Someone just said whisker. You guys are, what's happening here?
Well, our pies have meat in it. Yous have like filling.
I'm never going to look at pie the same way ever again. Ever. Never again. So there's that. Boy, did I miss you, Jackie. Her cake.
They're saying dropped pie at the gas station. A gas station is like a servo.
Dave. A Jerry pie.
I'm sorry, Dave.
That's funny.
I'm sorry, everybody. I just haven't been... A petrol. Oh,
okay, gotcha. I finally got it. It's a gas station. Dave said a cherry pie. That's so funny. Oh, wow, Dave. That took me a minute. That's so funny.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I would love it if she came here. I would love it. She'd be like, "What did he just say?"
I can't. Yeah, no. See, I can't do that. I'm already too far south for me to be able to understand. Magda, how are you?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Jackie.
Hello.
How you doing? I just wanted to let you know that your help with Taylor was absolutely successful. I talked to his mom today. I talked to her about 30 minutes ago as well, and everything's fine. And he's got a worker working with him to talk to him about all this stuff. And she made him delete all his social media. He's only allowed to have TikTok and go live with people like myself or yourself or be in your chat. And everything's great. So everything turned out super.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I just wanted to
That's
say
so
thank you very
good.
much. Yeah, without you guys, it wouldn't have been possible. And we found a couple of them, and I actually reported it to the police, and they're going to be searching. So
Oh, good. That's great. Excellent. Oh, that's
yeah,
so good, though. I'm
so
so glad.
yeah. Sorry for interrupting. I just wanted to say that because honestly, like I said, without you guys, it wouldn't have been possible. So thank you for spreading the word and helping me.
Absolutely. You're so welcome. Does he have the same name or did he get a new TikTok?
Yeah, he has the same one. He just messaged me on it not long ago.
Oh, okay, because I haven't seen him on in a minute.
No, because he wasn't allowed.
Oh, got you. Okay, so is he now or no?
Yeah, he is. He messaged me and everything's great.
All right, good. So we'll keep a
Oh,
lookout for
good. His
him.
mum put the foot down. I'm guessing, which is good.
She did. She was very heartbroken. Like she was crying. Like she was hurt so much. But and then she stopped typing because I think she needed a minute to collect her thoughts. And then she came back and was very grateful and immediately contacted his worker and got him working with her. Like today, he went live. He came and joined with his worker.
Good.
So that was awesome. So
Oh,
thank you
good.
again.
I'm so glad. Thank you for
Yeah.
letting us know.
No problem. Thank you guys. I'm gonna drop. I don't know how. Please help me out because I'm
Kick
still
you out?
green.
Thank
Oh,
you,
you're
Nikki.
Thank
beautiful,
you.
Magna.
Thank you guys.
Oh, I'm glad that he's doing good. I'm glad he finally got someone to control that too. Because he should be able to enjoy it, but safely, you know. So that's good.
There was an autistic. For everyone asking, there was an autistic man that was getting picked on, and Magna brought it to our attention, and we went over there and we basically told those bitches to shut up. That's what happened.
Yeah, and we got him some new friends, some good ones. So yeah, that's awesome.
'Cause they shouldn't be picking on someone that's autistic and thinking it's funny. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
Well, we
absolutely.
joke around in here, but we're not going to really like it when people pick on autistic people and stuff like that. That's just feral.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, that's not okay. Oh, we got some more pictures from the reunion. Yeah, guys, I don't know where this baby bump is going, but it's definitely not growing.
Thank you, Miss M. That's so nice of you.
Listen, Jip, you might want to have somebody take some labs. That ain't looking too healthy.
Well, didn't we see a bottle of that herpes medication in a medicine cabinet? And people don't understand why I think that she looks like a biscuit tin or a run over servo pie. Like, come off it. Like,
I don't know how people can expect to be public. First of all, you're not entitled to privacy if you decide to be a public figure. I'm just saying.
the moment that she went on TikTok and got her 10 million followers and
Oh,
started
Raymond's
posting
quiet.
content, she made herself, you know, public.
Yeah, absolutely. You're
You
not
know, and
entitled
then
to
she
privacy.
goes, well, how many days didn't she just step out of, because I didn't really watch the reality show, but didn't she just step out of jail straight into a reality show? Like, why do that if you want to be private?
She was filming. She was filming when she was like literally released from the gates. They opened the gates, and oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, my wedding ring. Thank you. Um, but yeah, they opened the gates and they were filming.
Hello, Summer. How are you? Um, you don't believe that story where she says that she's going to make her baby private. I reckon that she'll sell the baby pictures to the highest bidder. I cannot
You
see
know,
her not doing
she
that.
absolutely will. I think she already has contracts at this point. I really believe she absolutely will sell that photo to the highest bidder. No doubt.
Next minute, Kris Kardashian's holding it. Kris Jenner, whatever her name is. Oh, fuck's sake.
Right? I can't.
I've got some Ozempic for you.
So you know what's actually pretty smart about her, though? Is that LLC she's doing.
Yeah, because they can't sue her with that shit. That's why the check mark's gone,
no.
isn't it?
Everyone keeps saying that. That's not necessarily what that means. You can absolutely be sued.
Can you? I don't know.
Yes, so it doesn't stop you from being sued. What it does is any money she makes within the confines of her LLC they take the personal responsibility away from you. It separates you personally from your business. So if something happens and she's getting sued for something that falls within the confines of the LLC, they can sue the business, but her personal money and her personal assets cannot be touched. Only the business money and business assets can be touched, although there are loopholes for that. But that's really what the limited liability, you're liable to a limited standpoint. You're limited to just that business that money makes. Although I would think that if she's going to LLC herself, she should have two, because if she puts it all under one, then that's all her money. So that doesn't make any sense. Unless she does social media as one and her books and everything else is a separate one.
Who was smart enough to tell her to do that? Like, because she hasn't done it until now. Like,
If LLC is her social media, then you can sue her LLC. You can't sue her personally. I mean, there are loopholes. You can sue someone personally. But for the majority of it, the LLC will take the financial hold, and whatever that business is worth is what you can sue for. But you cannot take her personal expenses because they're separated. So honestly, that's brilliant considering the fact that these people going back and forth with copyrights and everyone's trying to sue the shit out of her too. Just like she wants to sue everybody else.
does that mean that she can profit off her crime within her business?
She's been profiting off her crime. There's nothing is going to stop her regardless of whether she has a business or not. Tell her to spell LLC. Tell who to spell LLC.
LLC?
So absolutely not. So that's not true. The Petries can still sue her because she still owns that business. So if she's being sued for all the money she makes off of her notoriety, they can sue her personally and they can sue her business.
I'm with Molly. What's her business?
So that's not necessarily true. Her business is whatever is covered. My social media is covered under an LLC. All of my social media pages, I have multiple platforms and different things. It's all covered under an LLC. I have many other businesses that are covered under an LLC, S corps, and stuff like that. They're all their own business and their own entity. I am separate. So we're just going to say that I copyrighted you or I did something to you, Jackie, on TikTok, and you want to sue me. My TikTok is owned under a business. Okay. So you can sue my business. You can sue, Ivory Rose Knows LLC. Okay. But what I own personally and what my other businesses own is separate. You can only sue, and the one that's responsible is that certain business that you're suing for that.
Okay.
So you cannot say I'm worth $5 million, but this one business I have is only worth $100,000, and that's the one you're suing. You can't touch my other 4.9 million. You can only touch what you're suing, and that's this company right here.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, and then it goes into holding companies, which hold the finances for the companies. But it's actually smart now that people are trying to sue her constantly, and they should sue her. But you need to be careful because what do you have underneath your LLC? If you put everything under one LLC, then you're dumb as a doornail because that's all you own, So as long as she knows what she's doing, it could be smart if people decide to sue her, they're kept.
She's only on late because this is how late I got my phone. The poor thing. I told her that she didn't have to come on live tonight.
I'm also I have stuff to do tonight because I have somewhere to be tomorrow. So I'm going to be up a little later tonight than usual. Thank you, thank you. So yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty smart. It's about time she did that, especially because she's looking at, I personally believe, I don't know this to be fact, but she's looking at lawsuits coming from a lot of people are going to sue her for civil, for private family stuff. You got social media stuff. You're getting sued by quite a few people. So as much as she wants to dish out the lawsuit, she's going to get them right back. So that'll keep Ken from going broke. Just saying. I think she's being sued other than family.
At this point, I like Ryan more than I like Ken.
She keeps acting messy on social media, and again, I don't know any of this to be fact. I'm just telling you what I would do. I'd sue the shit out of you. And one of two things are going to happen. You're either going to sit in court until you're broke as hell and your business loses everything, or I'm going to win. So, you know what I mean? Like, she's got to be careful because there's a lot of reasons why people on this app can sue her and other apps. And that's probably why she's LLCing her social media.
Ryan's better, but I still don't understand what they saw in her from that documentary. Like, that was just weird.
I sent Ivory an email about my theory page. Theory page told you about.
Oh, Summer, I haven't been in the email. I couldn't get onto it with that other phone.
Ryan's a good guy. He just got caught up. Well, either he got caught up and he really is that naive, or stop it. What is this on? What is this? Is this her? What social media is this? Is this Facebook? What is this? She's a Munchausen by proxy advocate.
Oh, yeah. Summer, I can read the emails. I reply to them too, yeah.
What is this on?
On Instagram, I think.
Is she listed on Instagram as a Munchausen by proxy advocate?
I don't know. She used to be on TikTok.
Stop it. See, I don't go look at her page. I don't even dare drop her the view. I let people send me the crap. But she's got some. The audacity is amazing. That's on Instagram.
See, when I lost my TikToks, like I had big followings on my TikToks, and they're all permanently banned. She would have a person to help her within TikTok to get it reinstated. Like, I can never get mine back, but she could get hers back. She would have multiple people banning her every day.
You know what the problem is? There's an unwritten rule amongst creators, or at least there should be. You don't go messing with people's content. You know what I mean? Like, you don't go getting people for copyrights. You don't go getting people's videos taken down because then they're taken off the FYP and they're losing money like that. Like, she needs to be very careful because somebody can turn around and sue her for lost wages or lost revenue, potential revenue that was missed because of the, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think she realizes what you're doing, screwing around with people's money. That's not funny. There's some
Someone wants to
people
know
who
what you
use their
think
own
about her theory.
form of money, and you're screwing with their livelihood, and they're not playing with you.
It must be on the email. Her theory's on the email, Summers. Sebastian? Who's Sebastian? Is that another dick she's had up her? Oh, stop. On her link tree, she's got She's got something apparently. Oi, this is crazier than Tiger King.
So, who just sent this to me? Summer, can I
A
share
guy.
this?
Who's Sebastian from the cupcake shop?
Sebastian? Is that who she
From the
met that day?
From the cupcake shop. Who's Sebastian?
Thank you, thank you.
What
thank
have
you.
I missed?
So, have you guys
Summer
seen this? Summer, I'm going to show it. Hold on.
said it was
thank
okay.
you. Thank you, thank you.
Oh, Sebastian on the Wi-Fi on the profile
Wow,
pictures.
good job, thank you.
Oh, I sent you that 4 days ago. That the tattoo looks like the stab wounds. What I don't understand is
What did
if
you
you're
send it
so.
on?
I sent it to your Facebook.
Oh, probably because they weren't all opening from that phone.
Yeah, Paige sent it to me. It's on Natasha's
See
live
how
or
it
something.
looks like it's the same pattern?
Like, if you're so mentally scarred about what you did to your mum and all this shit, like, why would you get a tattoo on your back? Like, your mum got stabbed in the back. She's disgusting. Why
I
would you
don't know.
get about medical procedures? Like, why get a tattoo? And a nose job.
That is a little disturbing.
She is proud of it.
How bad it hurt? Oh, it wasn't a trigger for her?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, as if that wasn't a trigger.
Right?
Yeah, a
Isn't that
trophy.
crazy? Like, think about it. That's everywhere her mother was jabbed. That's crazy.
It is too coincidental.
She had a picture of that. Just saying. She got the autopsy results when they first came out.
Well, also, she was looking up how to unalive her mum. Could she have looked up how to paralyze someone? Because it's a little bit funny that Dee Dee was stabbed.
Isn't it common sense how to paralyze someone?
Yeah, well, she might not have known that. Like, but
He was
like,
not dumb.
but like where Dee Dee was stabbed, right? There's a place that she could instantly be paralyzed. Like, did Nick just randomly get the right spot? I don't think so. I reckon Gypsy helped. Not a lot of people think that, but like, what, Nick just paralyzed her by the first blow? Yeah, nah, I don't know. Don't know about that. I reckon she did it. But that's me. I don't know. We are talking about the autopsy. Whoever
Yeah,
said
I'm
that.
trying to see. I want to print out and read it.
Fizzlebomb's like, I don't know how to paralyze someone. Am I in a group chat right now? I am. What is this group chat? It's popping up on my screen every 2 seconds.
So she had how many? 17. I don't have them all in this one. I'd have to go print them out in the other one. Where is her medical history? So did you guys see the thing about the time?
Well, that sheriff, that police
Read the
officer,
entire thing?
that police officer that wrote the report, didn't she end up being like a prison guard or something? Like, she's not even a cop anymore. Like, they fucked that whole investigation,
I think
didn't
she
they?
was a trainer in training. And
Yeah.
then, yeah.
And now she's a prison guard?
And then she went back to being a prison guard. She was trying to work for the sheriff's department, but something happened during that investigation and she went back to thank you. She went back to being a prison guard or a CO or whatever.
Yeah, but the time of death doesn't match anything on that thing. Like, that report just confused me.
So that's what I'm trying to look at. This is it would, let me see. It would be so time consuming to go through this. The autopsy was performed, except for apparently remote surgical absence of appendix. She had an appendectomy, gallbladder removed, uterus, ovaries, and fallopian tubes were all moved. All her viscera were in their normal anatomical positions, except for the above described injuries. She had no pre-existing conditions. Do we know why she had an enlarged heart? Chances are she was a diabetic, had hypertension. I'm trying to look for the area where her medical history is, but I don't.
Does insulin come up in a toxicology report?
No, not in a tox screen, no. Not unless they're
So-
looking at it specifically. So her insulin levels would not have come up in a tox screen, no.
So could she have been overdosed with insulin so she didn't move?
Yes, she could have.
There was a needle bin next to her bed, like up high, like on.
I do remember seeing that. I do remember seeing that, which made me think that maybe she was on some type of insulin. So yeah, that's definitely a possibility that they could have.
Shay, I agree with you. I
But
think
then
that
why-
Gypsy
but then
paralyzed
if you're
her.
going to off her, and if you're going to off her and hit her up with insulin, what was the point of the jabbing? She would have been dead.
I hate you, Stab. I hate you. 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 Like that was a crime of passion. That was like, I want you dead. Stab, 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 stab. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that was a crime of passion. Like, that was like
I mean,
rage. Exactly,
think about this.
rage.
Why do I think it's possible? Because you're right. Because if she did off her mother with insulin and her mother was already gone, and I'm not saying she was, I'm just saying from my perspective, if she was already gone and then he came in and did the jabbings, if they ever got caught, she would be able to pin it on somebody else, because if she was the only one in the house with the mother and there was an overdose of insulin, she would have obviously had been
Exactly. She needed Nick there to, catch the whole.
catch the blame.
Like, even if she was overdosed with insulin, or even if she was paralyzed, if you're paralyzed, if you guys go look up, like what the muscles are and stuff, and then put the stabbing marks over the top, you will see where she was stabbed is where you can paralyze a body. So like where the parts of the body where she was stabbed, they're parts of the body that could be paralyzed. So if she went in there, jab, 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 while she was high on insulin and shit, she can't even move. Nick comes in, Nick hears the groans and the moans and the whatever. She goes in the bathroom holding her ears and shit. Does he really know? He was dark. Does he really know that there was blood? Like, does he really know that there was stab marks already? Like, once he stabs her, she's probably going to yelp because she's getting stabbed, but she can't move because she's paralyzed. I'm just saying that it does.
I'm going to assume, because of the story, that the lights were out. Because if she's sleeping, you're not going to turn the lights on and let her wake up, and then it becomes a face-to-face, one-on-one fight. So I'm going to assume, I don't know if the lights were on or off, but I think we're all just going to assume that the lights were off because she was sleeping, and they didn't.
Yeah, but the jab, like, if the jabs were not done after she was unalived, she could have paralyzed her mother a couple of times, like, stabbed her once to paralyze her, stabbed her multiple times, and then Nick come and did the neck, whatever else. I just don't believe, and this is my opinion, I just don't believe that Nick did it on his own, all of them. I don't believe it. I believe she was in the bathroom when he got there and she was crying victim, but I just don't believe that he's the one that did it all. I just can't.
So
yes, it is speculation.
This is actually a pretty cool thing, because she doesn't believe that Nick acted alone. She believes that Gypsy helped, whereas I don't believe Gypsy helped with that. I believe Nick did that on his own.
And this is what I like about Ivory, because she's up for a debate. Some people have really criticized me over this opinion. She doesn't. You know, I just believe that
Right or wrong.
I just don't think that you know, even though she's little, like from 2015, I've had it in my head that she helped. You know what I mean? There's gonna take like me basically seeing it in my head for me to change that. Like I can't.
So Fizzbomb, there were no bruises or bruising on her body that would indicate that she was getting physically beat by Gypsy. Now, I'm number one wants to believe that she did because I believe that she hit something with those knuckles. But there was nothing on her body that would make us think that she was being physically beat by Gypsy.
Hey, I'm not saying Gypsy that Nick lied in his interrogation. Like that police officer was very persuasive. Like she was like, he said 4 times, and then she said, "So what about the?" And he goes, "Oh, I didn't really count the smaller ones, like this and that." But in saying that, like just because Nick has autism doesn't mean that he's not going to lie for Gypsy. Like he's not going to come out and say Gypsy helped, or he might not even know that she helped. Like all I'm saying is she could have got in there, paralyzed her mum, and then he's come in and then he's jab, and then done whatever while she was still alive. Do you know what I mean? I
Right.
just don't know.
So if we go with that theory, then we have to say that he lies. We can't go with the theory that Nick only told the truth.
I don't believe Nick told the truth, the entire truth throughout the whole thing. I think that the only time he lied was to save her ass, not himself, to save her. I don't think that he lied to save himself. I think that if he did lie, that he did it to save her.
Mm-hmm.
I like Nick a hell of a lot more than I like her, and he's the main perpetrator. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because he was, and that's no disrespect to Dave or anybody else that of his family that could be listening. I think that he lied for her. But
Right.
that's my opinion. You guys can have a completely different opinion if you want. It's fine.
So now you think that she offed her by stabbing her, paralyzing her, and then Nick came in and finished doing whatever he thought. Now I'm going to counter you with this. The thing that probably paralyzed her, and there was a couple that potentials that could have paralyzed her, and I'm not saying she was paralyzed, but if she were, the one that would ultimately have done it was that one on the neck.
Well, yeah, I was gonna get to that, but it's the fact that like she wasn't. The only reason why I say the paralyzed theory is because she was 250 pounds, 5'1". She could have yes, she was sick, but someone's on top of you, about to stab you. You can get them off. Like, how did she not get them off? Like, how did she not roll over? How did she not defend herself in any type of way? It feels to me like she had to have been paralyzed or fucked up on insulin or something.
Incapacitated yeah.
I just cannot see that conniving little wench sitting in the bathroom the entire time when she sent him that video of showing him how to do the motion, you know? And she was like, this is how you do it. Like, it's like, you know, that was a crime of passion to me. Like, that's like, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it says to me. Like, Nick hated her because what? She was bad to Gypsy, and because he thought that she, you know, had his baby killed by removing the feeding tube, but it doesn't seem to me
that she was the reason why they weren't allowed to be together without doing this.
Yeah, but
and that was his ultimate goal, was to be with her.
I don't know.
Also, like, I don't think that she jabbed him first. Now, if she was like, my whole theory is like, why didn't she fight back? No one's gonna tell me that you're just so weak and sick you don't fight back. If you have any juice left in you, you're going to try to fight back. The fact that she was found laying down with her hands, didn't they say that her head was on her hands? I don't have it in front of me right now, but I do believe that she was laying on her hands. Insulin possibly is the only thing that I can come up with that may have kept her incapacitated to where she couldn't fight back.
And do you know what I like about you is that you don't just jump to that theory just because you don't like Gypsy. Like you try and see it from every side. Like you'd be like, oh, well, if that was true, you would run with it. But it's like you need hard evidence, and I get that. I get that.
And so like there was the sharps
She did
conspiracy.
what, Dave?
He
Dave,
was
what
a
did she do?
diabetic. What did he say?
Dave said yes, she did.
Yes, she did what?
Oh, come on. Let Jackie be right. $50 bet with Ivory. Let's go.
Yes,
I'm
she
joking.
did what, Dave? She did have her hands under her head. She was laying on her.
Oh, Dave, you had me going.
So I mean that shows that like you didn't. I mean, unless you fell on them. But again, the probability of falling like this in the middle of a fight for your life, just I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So maybe insulin is the only thing that I can think of that may have kept her.
Someone said take it with a grain of salt. Yes, do that, because all I'm saying is a theory.
Yeah.
Other creators could yell at me and say, hey, that's not true. You're spreading misinformation. I'm not. I'm just spreading what I think happened. And you guys all have your opinions. Everybody does. But
Why were the pillows not messed up? I agree. It doesn't look to me like she fought very hard. There were no
what I'm saying.
wounds on her hands. There were no. It doesn't look like she fought. And
I think she was in an insulin coma.
That is unless she was immediately paralyzed. But even then, I feel like you would still have some juice left in you to at least react, unless you were dead on immediately.
Not if dead-eyed Possum got to her first and then Nick came in and finished.
Right, but even so, she had to have gone from the back then, correct? Do you agree with that?
Well, yeah, so if Dee Dee was laying on her stomach trying to sleep, passed out on insulin or whatever, then Gypsy's come in, got her there's nerve endings in between that shoulder blade on the left hand side there where you can paralyze someone very easily, and if she just got her straight in there, she was probably she couldn't even move. Like, I don't know.
Well, she wasn't moving as she was in a coma, but I feel like Nick would have realized there's blood everywhere. Well, would have gotten wet when he got up there on her. You know what I mean? Like
if he was on her bum, right? That lady had a big bum, right? If he was sitting on her bum, lifting his hand up to go to strike, I don't know, maybe the first time he went like that, and then it was instantly like wet, like, you know what I mean? Like the first strike, bang, second strike, bang. Right. He might not have noticed.
I feel like if I'm jabbing somebody, I'm going to notice that there's blood on them and that.
Also autistic and not very bright by the sounds. I don't know. Like, if the lights were off, he might not have known. Like, there's one thing that me and Ivory do agree on 100%. We do agree on the fact that shed was used, in our opinion, for freaky deaky.
In my world, it's a fact. You can tell me, you can come at me with facts, you can prove to me, and I'm still not going to believe it because I don't want to believe it. There's nothing in my mind that says that wasn't a romper room for Ruby. That is the one thing I will not bend on. It is what it is. I don't care.
Would have been doing baby play out there.
Playing Barbies. She was playing house. Like, I don't, nope. It was a romper room later on in life. I don't even care what anybody says. That is one thing I will not bend on. That is a fact in my head.
Yep, I reckon that. Who's Ruby? Ruby's her alter ego.
So I'm trying to look at she had one on the shoulder. She had one here.
So I'm just using it from when, you guys know, remember when I got jabbed in the back, right? I got jabbed the back of my lung, but I felt it in the bottom of my back. So, like, if she got jabbed, same area, same sort of area around there, and they got a nerve when they got me because I got jabbed a couple of times, but one of them was in a nerve, and one of them was in the same sort of spot as Dee Dee, and it was just under, and I nearly lost the ability to walk. My left side goes funny, and I was in a wheelchair, and I was on crutches, and I've only yeah. I got stabbed again, and what I'm saying is I nearly lost the ability to walk. So I know that those areas, from experience, can be you can't move, you can't even fight back, you can't do nothing. Your arms just don't even work. So I don't know.
I feel like, was there cuts in the sheets covering her? I do believe they said that there were defects in the sheets.
Hey, wait a minute! I just thought of something. Okay, so what if she went in there, she jabbed her mum up a bit, right, to paralyze her, whatever, get her own in, like she said to, like we've got, Zora had said that she's told her that you think I didn't get my own in, but could she have covered her with a blanket and then it absorbed a little bit and then Nick's pulled the blanket down, stab, 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 like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
But he said that there was no blanket.
Okay, so he said there was no
That's
blanket.
And yeah, we can believe that he's a liar or not. But that's not really something you would think to lie about. You know what I mean? That
Yeah,
has
he
no
wouldn't
importance to
lie
him.
about that. Yeah.
He did know that she wasn't wearing underwear. So he would have, you know what I mean? It's like he must have noticed that. I don't think there was a blanket on there.
I mean, the first jab, right? If he goes to the first jab up, down, he's going to get blood on his hands, right? So maybe he might not have noticed that there was already blood there because he's gone jab and then blood on his hands. You know what I mean? So, like,
I just feel like the second you get on somebody to straddle them, there's going to be blood. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to feel it. Now,
well, also,
where
Gypsy said that she was.
I could probably believe in my head, it would make more sense if I was to think that two people did it, for her to have gone in there at the end and added a couple, than to believe that she was jabbed before Nick got there. That is harder for me to believe. Does that make sense? Like, if I had to believe that two people did it, then it would have had to have been done. She would have done it after he did it. I don't believe she did it first and then he went in there and did it.
I mean, like, she was laughing in the prison to the girls saying, you know, you think I sat in the bathroom the whole time holding my ears? I got my own in. Like, that stuck with me as well. Like she said she got her own in. Like, she said it to the girls in prison. Like, is that true? Is that false? But, like, was she bragging? But, like,
I feel like if she did do any, she did it after he finished. I do believe that she was in the bathroom the entire time. I do believe that she was in that bathroom with that door locked, and that there was the whole three knocks and 2 scratches, was because I really believe that she thought that Nick was not going to make it, that Dee Dee was going to overtake Nick. And she needed to keep herself safe. And if somebody came in and Dee Dee ended up calling 911, then she's safely hiding in the bathroom.
see, I believe that too, but I believe that she got to her first, then Nick came in, then she was in the bathroom to look innocent to Nick as well. So Nick got it in his head that, yeah, he's the only one who did anything. And then I think that after it, he's run to the taxi, she's gone, grabbed the Barney doll, dressed her up in bed, made sure she looked all right, blah, 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 then left. Her biggest mistake was putting the blanket over
myself before we even go any further. I don't know where I heard that 45 minutes, but when I went back to YouTube.
Yeah, the taxi. I sent you the video.
When I looked at the interview with the taxi driver, he did not say anything about waiting 45 minutes. So I may have been hearing that from an uncredible source. So from when I looked at that interview, it does not say he waited for them at all. So I don't believe that there was any 45 minutes. So I
So,
don't trust myself because I originally thought
okay.
that.
I understand that, all right, because I sent you that video, so we know that like he didn't wait 45 minutes. But you know how you said about the Barney doll, right? Now you've said about the Barney doll. So if she didn't have it, now Nick says that they just went off to the taxi. She wasn't left alone. Blah 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 blah. So if you believe that, then it must have been done. If you believe that, then at the start she had to have put the Barney doll underneath the mum's head before Nick even did anything.
Why couldn't she have done it afterwards when he finally?
Because Nick said that she never went back into the room. Remember?
Now all of a sudden he's telling the truth, wasn't he? Weren't we just assuming?
No, but I know, but I'm saying you know if your theory is 100, you know what I mean? Like if your theory is that, then Nick, when did she go in and put the Barney doll in? That's what I'm saying. Like that's
After
why
cleaning up, because if you watch her interrogation, he says at first I tried to help her clean up, but then she just wanted to get it done by herself, and so he was just walking around and she was cleaning up. What also struck me odd with the whole cleanup thing, and this is where I believe that a third person may have been there, not necessarily doing the offing, but I do believe there might have been a third person in that house. Now, I don't remember who else's phone number she had. I know Dan was one of them. I don't think it was Dan, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. But if you watch the interrogation, they were asking Nick, what did she use to clean up the carpet? And he said it was a red and black bottle of carpet stuff that she poured on there, and then she was using the wipes and stuff to clean it up. Right? So
yeah.
if you watch the interrogation, that's what he says. And he said, and she asked him multiple times, what kind of bottle was it? It was a red and black carpet bottle, like it was a carpet cleaner, some kind of carpet cleaner or whatever. And she was putting it on there, and they were like, well, what else did she use to clean it up? And he's like, she was using rags or paper towels. And then, he's like, and there were baby wipes or whatever. And he was like, were there any other bottles? Did she use any other substance? He was like, no. He used, she used the red and black bottle. When you go back to the pictures of the crime scene, there were the clear bottles, the homemade clear bottles with the blue solution in them.
Yeah.
She asked him about those bottles, and he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, not in those words per se, but he ended up being like, I have no idea what you're talking about. It was a red bottle. So who was there trying to clean up that mess? What was in there that they were trying to clean up?
I don't know, David Blanchard. I'm running with David still, but I can't because I don't want to push him in it.
I feel, to be honest with you, I feel that there might have been a third person there. She might have called somebody. And again, I'm sure she had David Blanchard's number. They were family. They were friends. They lived right next door. The wife there, it was a whole thing. So, and Nick, if you watch and I watched this a whole drive from New Jersey. Okay. Watched hers on the way down and his on the way up. So, but if you watch the interrogation, I just lost my train of thought. What was I just saying?
But I don't want to throw David in the mix either. Like, he could be an innocent person, but it's just, he freaks me out.
She would have had his number because they were family. They were close neighbors. They knew the kid. They knew the wife. They knew, like, had the key to the house, and they would check the house when they went away. And do I feel like he had anything to do with the actual murder? I don't know. No, I don't, actually. But do I think she may have called him and been like, look, I'm in trouble. Can you go clean it up? Like, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, I cut my finger. You know what I mean? Like,
it explains why he didn't find a big ass Shrek in the bed that was unalived, and then the cops didn't have probable cause for another 5 hours, doesn't it? Like,
no.
Hello.
What really
you know what I mean?
makes me question that, though, is that now, again, in the interview, Nick says he cut his hand pretty bad because it was 4 days later, and she's like, oh, wow, you did that. So the wound was there, and it was bleeding really bad. He states it was bleeding really bad. That is the blood that's in the hallway. Now, did you see that knife? It's a gutter knife. It's all serrated, and bam. Like, I'm sure that would have hurt because I've done it with a butter knife and my finger bled for days. You know what I mean? So think about stabbing yourself or cutting yourself or sliding down a knife like that. That's going to be a wound of all wounds. and it bled all over the hallway. But I feel like, again, why, if you were going to blame him, and I really truly believe that she was going to blame him, why were you scrubbing up that carpet?
Well, he forced her to, apparently, but she made sure that.
She said on
No,
the
I know.
stand that
I know.
he did tell everybody afterwards that, yes, he forced me to, but when she was asked during the trial, she was like, no, that she cleaned it up. She told him she would clean up. And he said that during his interrogation as well. She was like, I was helping. And she was like, no, I could get it done faster by myself. Remember, she was naked. She was unclothed when she was cleaning this up. She was unclothed the entire time.
Yeah, but also with David, right? Why was he so like, I want to go in the house? I want to go in the house. Why? Because if he goes in the house to go look for Dee Dee, then his DNA belongs in there. So if his DNA was in there before, they can rule him out because why is his DNA in there? Oh, because he went in there to look for Dee Dee. So his DNA could be anywhere.
I feel like his DNA would have been in there anyway because he's always there, though.
Mm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't understand how he missed that body. Now, was it dark? Yes, but if you're going to go into a house and you're going to search for somebody, wouldn't you turn a light on? You just didn't turn the light on and walked around in the dark and said, nope, nobody's here?
No one can tell me that man didn't see that big-ass woman in the bed. No one can tell me that.
And you can say it was dark and you didn't turn a light on, but you sure knew how many wheelchairs were in the house.
Exactly.
But you didn't see the big body on the bed.
In 2015, he had a phone with a light on it. He could have seen her.
You know,
like, so people think the 1900s without phones. Like, he could have seen her with the light of his phone. As if you're going to walk around a house dark and bang into shit. Come on. Let's be real.
There's a lot of pieces to this, even more than the autopsy, that doesn't make much sense to me. That what was in the blue bottle, did they ever test it? I want to know what was in there, first of all. Why? I don't know why I want to know. I just feel like I need to know. Why were you cleaning up that hallway? He bled all over the kitchen. He bled, you know what I mean? There was on the paper towel. It was on the...
Yeah, okay, so what if she was cleaning up? What if she was cleaning up the blood to make him feel like she was trying to help him, right? So she was cleaning up the blood in the hallway, but you can't tell me that bitch deliberately missed all the blood on that flour in the kitchen. Like, there was a flour thing. She missed that on purpose. Come on, like, so he would be caught at the crime scene. Like, but it's like she was cleaning up in front of him, like, you know, I'm trying to help you, babe, love you, babe, blah, 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 blah. But, like, you know, realistically, she left a lot of his blood around.
Well, my whole thing is, I don't understand. Even if you would, you're not going to get all the DNA up. You're not going to get all the blood up. You cut his finger during the stabbing, and she knew that. So there would be his DNA just mixed in with hers right then and there. It would be on the body. I'm sure there were smears with his on it because that's where he cut himself. And what I don't understand is, like you said, like, why just that one area? Why were you cleaning up? You weren't. I could see if maybe they were moving the body from one place to another. You were transporting it, trying to make it look like nothing happened there, but you were leaving, all set to leave the body there, murdered, stabbed up. Why clean up portion of the house, a little bit of the mess, when his DNA was obviously everywhere else? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And what really struck me odd also was that the whole garbage bag thing. He was like, well, she was packing stuff up in the house, and he was like, she was like getting whatchamacallit, for picture frames and stuff like that. He's like, she just started picking stuff up and throw her stuff and throwing it away. And so the detective was like, well, why would she do that? And he was like, I don't know, maybe to make it look like that she wasn't living there. Well, obviously she lived there. We all, you know what I mean? Who are you trying to act like you weren't living there? Everybody knew you lived there. You couldn't make that point. So what were you throwing away? What was in that house that you were getting rid of? I just feel like there's so many unanswered questions. There's something else that we're not thinking of or seeing.
Do you know what? I want to know what was in that bin that she threw out before the rubbish came. I want to know what she put in that bin.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Like, she was packing up stuff and throwing it away. And it just so happened that this went down the day the garbage was coming that morning.
Probably the insulin or whatever she used to stun her mother with that you can't be traced in a toxicology report.
Right. I don't know. My husband took my charger. I gotta go up and I might lose you guys. It just makes no sense to me. A lot of questions don't. How did she not fight back? How did she not move? You mean to tell me she didn't feel any of that? Again, unless you pre-offed her that technically the only thing he could be charged with then is desecrating a body, right?
Okay, but the autopsy was, before that they marked her death, right? Like, not at the autopsy place or the autopsy person coming to the mortician to come and have a look at the body. They said that she was dead before that she was even found.
Right.
On the autopsy. So how right is the autopsy? Like,
I don't know. I just feel like there's just an awful lot of...
This rabbit hole stops me from sleeping. Like, there's so many unanswered questions with this shit.
Really? I mean, it's not even...
They have to test for insulin,
I have more
Diana,
questions now than I did before. You know what I mean?
Okay, so they want you to read the police report. Like, the police report is also of an officer who wasn't even an officer. She was a trainee, and then she went back to the prison. So, like, that's who wrote that report, isn't it?
No, she had somebody working with her.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Sorry, guys.
Can I ask the question, why is everyone so invested in this case? Because it's just like a rabbit hole that doesn't end. It's like, I love all true crime stuff. Like, I can talk about heaps of true crime shit. But no one really asks us anything else but this, I suppose. You know what I mean? Hello, Amy. How are you? I over time trying to, like, ever since this came out, like, I wanted to pay too, but, like, I wanted to pay properly. Like, I don't want to make up rumors that she did this and she did that if it's not true. Like, I have my own thoughts on what she did, you know what I'm saying? But, like, you know, and I hope that, like, her baby is healthy and that all that, and she's healthy and shit like that. Like, I don't wish anything bad upon her. I believe she should be in prison for the rest of her life. I don't think her phone's flat. I think it actually could be. So we're probably going to get cut off. She's probably going to try and get to a charger. Hello, Cheryl. You think that we'll find out the real full truth? Look, I don't know. Like, unless that bitch comes out and says to everybody that, yes, this is what I did. Like, I would have more respect for her if she literally, like, I've been in prisons with women that have cut their boyfriends' dicks off and stuck it to their heads. Like, and I've got more respect for them than I do her. Do you know what I mean? Those women are nice. They admit to what they did and they just run with it. Like, this bitch doesn't run with anything. Like, she doesn't say what she's done. Like, if she came back and said, look, I did this and this, I apologize, and just fucked off and didn't do getting all this money through social media and shit, I would have respect for her. But I don't, because she's just a dirty dog with a coin purse. Let's be real. Wait, I haven't saw that text. What text? She will never admit it. No, she won't. No, she's on pause. I'm not. They can still hear me. I think that her phone died, but she's probably going to look. Why the big cover up? And they're silencing everyone if there's nothing to hide. Exactly fucking right. You can't tell me she didn't, like, jab her mum a couple of times. She got a couple in. Come on. Say it louder for the people in the back, yeah. But, like, I get where Ivory's coming from. Like, she can't see it, like, factually. If she can't see it factually, she can't see it, which is very good trait to have. Like, me, I think of something in my head and I just run with it, you know what I mean? But, like, I can't prove it either. Why has Jip and Ryan been so quiet? I don't know. She probably threatened him. Like, then again, I'm just saying. I don't know. Who else is here? I can't put anyone in the box because she's not on. It won't let me. They've been quiet because they're filming. What? Rod Blanchard taking his daughter for her first bike ride again? How fucking cringe was that shit? Honestly, how cringe was that? Oh, Gypsy's never been for a bike ride in her whole life. I'm just going to teach my daughter how to ride a bike. Like, look, Rod, you're not a bad bloke. I don't hate you, but like, honestly, that was so cringe. Hypothetically, if they came out and said this is the truth of what happened, could she be charged? I don't know. Well, it probably would be a boring show, but you know what? It's not going to be boring to everybody if she, you know, like there's only so much you can do in a TV show talking about a friggin' baby, you know what I mean? Like Ivory said before, it literally is going to be a bit more spicy and full on if she does that little fake marriage thing. I believe the insulin thing too, and I believe she did get her owned in. You're funny, we missed you. I've seen all your messages. I just couldn't reply. I couldn't even open them. She literally federally. Okay, you guys have seen that movie Double Jeopardy? You know how like she can't she realizes that she can kill the husband because she can't be tried for the same thing twice. So like, isn't there no double jeopardy there or something? She cried over pasta sauce. Did you see a tear though? Like she was in that bedroom folding clothes, carrying on, and the fake crying was ridiculous. Like I reckon that like she paused to put some lens cleaner in her face. Is Nick getting an appeal? I don't know. Always mention that movie. Yeah, Double Jeopardy. Like, yep. Ashley Judd. Yes, you guys are as old as me. Thank God. Always playing victim. I saw Ashley Judd. Yeah, she was like the Margot Robbie of the 90s, I reckon. She would have been.
Hello. My phone died.
I'm telling you, everybody in here is loyal as. They stayed in here. They stayed in here talking.
I was like, where? I didn't think I can come back in. I was like, oh man, that sucked. My husband stole my damn charger. That's so funny though. I can't believe you guys are still here.
They stayed in here the entire time. It even
so
kicked me
funny.
from the live. And they stayed here. They're like, you better all stay here in the comments.
That was sweet. But yeah, so that's where I am. This whole thing is like, I don't know. This whole thing is throwing me. I have so many questions. I'm curious to see what other people think.
Did you hear me talking while you were on pause?
No, my phone was dead.
Oh, whoops.
Shay wants to come up. Let's see what Shay.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hi. Okay, we were talking about the insulin earlier.
Yeah.
I just wonder why, because Dee Dee was diabetic and she was getting insulin. Why didn't she just give her an insulin overdose? Because she could have walked away with her hands clean.
I mean, not necessarily, because they could have picked up too much insulin, and then who would have given it to her but Gypsy? I feel like Gypsy needed to do it and give somebody else. You know what I mean? Make somebody else the scapegoat.
And she needed her mum to suffer a little bit. Let's be real.
Oh. I just can't wrap my head around the fact that she plotted the whole thing. I don't understand how someone gets to that.
Right? It's brilliant, though. It really was brilliantly planned. I got to give it to her. Like, it was brilliantly planned.
It hasn't been confirmed about the insulin. It's just my overactive brain saying shit. Don't worry about me, guys.
So I don't know that she actually at that time was on insulin. Somebody said metformin, but she did have the Sharps container, so I'm going to assume the only reasoning I can come up with for her not fighting back are two things. Paralyzation, which I don't think happened immediately, and insulin that she would have handy in the house. But I feel like if you overdose somebody with insulin, you can kind of see it. You know what I mean? You could see a bump in the insulin, a low drop like that. So they would be able to tell that. So I feel like she needed to do it and make sure somebody was blamed. But that doesn't make what I'm saying true. That's just you know what I mean? That's just
Right.
what I think.
Because it just confuses me because she didn't fight back. And both Nick and Gypsy were so small. There had to have been another factor to prevent her from fighting back.
I agree with that completely, which is why I don't agree with Jackie, like that she went in there and did it first, unless she was incapacitated. She had to have been, because Gypsy was even smaller than Nick.
That's why I believe she paralyzed her, but that's, yeah.
But she would have had to get on top of her to paralyze her first.
Yeah. If she just had the insulin and she was like, you know, all mutton out on the bed, like, you know, and then just gets it and just goes bush, like, you know what I mean? Like, she's instantly got her. She can't move. All right, Nick, go in. Nick said she was groaning when she woke up.
Right.
He was like, she was mumbling and she was moaning and she was waking up, like, and then that's when I was like, so was she already, like, did someone do something to her? Like,
Because that's a good point, because maybe she wasn't waking up. Maybe that was the sound she was making after she'd already been injured.
exactly.
But then if she was awake enough to make a sound at that point, then she couldn't have been too capacitated to originally get it in the first place.
Yeah, by the time Nick got there, it could have been half wearing off. You don't know, like, but then she was already paralyzed. She couldn't even move. When Nick started going ham,
Well,
she couldn't even move.
If it was insulin, she's not going to come out of that. It would have dropped her, and then that's it. You're not going to come back up from that.
Well, what do we feel about the theories that on the autopsy report there were cuts from left to right? There was also cuts from right to left.
So, without actually physically looking at the wounds and examining the wounds, my reasoning for that is when your wrist rotates. So regardless of whether you're going up or down, your wrist moves. Now I broke this wrist, so it's not moving too well, but you see what I mean? And so if you're sitting there and you're just going at it in whatever direction you can, it's going to go from left to right, right to left, left to right, up and down, because your wrist rotates. And so, of course, they're going to have left to right entrances and right to, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's my reasoning. That doesn't look so messy that two people did it. It doesn't look like, now he did cut his hand. Could he have potentially changed his hand? Yeah, of course. You know what I mean?
What hand is Gypsy? Because Nick, when I looked at him signing the book at the motel, he was left-handed. So what hand is Gypsy?
Gypsy's right-handed.
See, this is another reason, like, yeah.
But you can't tell that by the wound just looking at
I don't know.
direction.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like,
you know what I mean? Like,
but what if it was a left-handed person at the end, but a right-handed person at the start? Like, what if that was true? Like, I don't know.
That it could be, but that's not something either one of us can tell by looking at the autopsy report.
And was he? And someone said he's antidextrous. Was he antidextrous riding, or was he antidextrous when he was stabby? I don't know.
See, I'm ambidextrous. I can use both hands. I can do everything perfectly with both hands. It's just a choice, which one I prefer. You know what I mean? So if he was ambidextrous again, but either hand you use, it's going to show the same thing because your wrists move. You know what I mean? So the directions of the wounds would have been the same, left-handed or right-handed. You're talking about the entrance to where they enter the body or how they enter the body.
Was the knife clean? Was the knife cleaned when it was mailed of blood?
I think it was, yes.
Did it show up with any, DNA on the knife?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know it was wiped down, but I don't know. That I can't.
Excuse me, Gypsy Rose, if you're listening, can you please just come in here and say yes to my theory? Because I'm done.
We won't tell nobody.
We know you're watching, Gypsy. You or Christy or Rod, one of you are watching. Can you just come in and explain to us what you did, please? Because I've had enough. I've had enough, Gypsy. I've had enough of your shenanigans. I just want to know if you dipped your mother or not first, okay? Thank you. Come on, Gyp. Let's go.
And you know, my whole thing is like, if it was insulin,
I'm so over this bitch. Like, just tell us. We want to know.
that makes sense to me. But again, then having somebody else do it, you know what I mean? Like when you
Oh,
listen
Magna, I love you too.
her whole reason for having somebody else do it was she couldn't handle the blood.
But like, in all seriousness, she needs to stop her shenanigans. We just want to know already. Like, I just want to know. Like, I'm nosy, and I want to know.
She said she couldn't handle the blood, but she was the one who cleaned up.
That's what I'm saying.
Shay, let's be real. She can't handle the blood, but yet she had the option of Nick could have shot her mother, he could have poisoned her, he could have smothered her with a pillow, and he could have drowned her in a bath. But yet she chose that violent death for her mother, but she can't handle blood. Come on, let's be real. You know what I mean? Like what? What like?
Well, and then the fact that she had to go back in to get the money out of the safe. So regardless, she was going back in that room.
Exactly.
So no, she didn't go. She had the money in the drawer by that little drawer that was when you walk out of her door. That's where the money from was in a baggie in that drawer. Although I believe she went back in there and placed the Barney doll because I don't see Nick doing something like that.
Well, and someone had to cover her up.
And I believe she covered her up as well. I believe she also put the V and the kill on her bottom.
Which then again would mean she would have had to mess with the blood, which she's squeamish of.
Right. I agree. My whole thing is, it doesn't, so I don't know how she didn't fling Nick off. Unless she was previously hit with some insulin, there's no way, or something that, not necessarily just insulin, but there's just no way she didn't move. Like there's no scratches, no stab wounds on her arms. Like, and again, I know people are saying, but let me tell you something. I'm gonna reach back there. I'm getting you. I'm gonna fight.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so you're not just going to lay there. And then she was found laying on her hands like she was sleeping. You just happen to figure, all right, I'm dying, so let me.
And there's that crazy theory that's still, for some reason, going strong about her being unalived in the shed.
Yeah, nah.
I don't believe that.
There's no way. Somebody was like, I think it was in it might have been Fancy's Live. Someone was like, well, it was in the bathtub. You're going to tell me that they lifted a woman who was 250 pounds plus that extra weight from the unaliving? No way.
I mean, the excuse is they put her in the wheelchair, remember?
What? Ivory, what'd you say?
I said they would have cracked her skull dropping her in the bathtub.
They weren't moving her.
No, there's no way. There's no way, especially just the two of them. There's no way.
No, but they said that they moved her with the wheelchairs. But I don't think so either.
And if she was sitting in a wheelchair already, what are you going to do, stab through the back of the wheelchair?
Yeah, I can't see that happening either. No.
I wonder, though, if something did happen in the shed, because someone had mentioned today the shed was sprayed down the outside and the inside of the shed.
I've seen somebody say that. Now, how do we know that? I've never seen anything that said that.
Oh my God, don't send us down another rabbit hole. I can't.
So,
Fancy said it in her live this evening.
But so she didn't say how she knows that?
She didn't. I was doing dishes when she had mentioned it, so I didn't get a chance to ask her, but she did mention that the inside of the shed had indoor-outdoor carpet. So it was hosed down. She said it had rained, but the inside of the shed was also wet.
Yeah, but if it's just a shed, I don't see that not being wet. Do I remember seeing carpet in there?
I don't remember seeing.
Actually, now that you mention it, I don't remember there being carpet in there either.
No, I don't remember there being carpet in there. Or different
Oh, here we go. There's another rabbit hole. Let's go
I have a
discover.
big old house shed in my back. It's got the whole roof, the door, the whole thing. But when it rains, it still gets wet inside just because it's not insulated and stuff.
You could have had sex with some random out there and then hosed it down.
That's what I'm thinking.
Absolutely. But why did you hose it down just for having sex? You had sex in the bedroom after you unalived your mother. You didn't hose that down.
Someone had mentioned that I want to say Natasha had went and spoke with many other men that she was meeting off of dating sites and was active with them. So I'm wondering if they weren't coming to meet her in said shed, and then they're trying to get rid of the extra DNA that was in the shed.
You guys know how I feel about that shed. I know what she used that shed for. We all do. I absolutely believe she was out there doing stuff in that shed.
Jay, this is why I say she has a dropped coin purse, because that shed is proof of that. Let's go. Let's
believe that they hosed it down to clean it out, though. I
know that inside of it they had said that she had a dollhouse. So,
oh my God,
there were boxes of wipes in there, like wipe boxes that were probably diaper boxes or whatever they were. Like,
but that's why I'm wondering. That's why I'm wondering if it was built well enough to keep it dry from the rain, because it was meant to be her play area.
It could have been.
Sorry, Jackie.
I just want to know how we know that.
I'm just sitting here just like there's another rabbit hole that I have to explore.
I've never seen anything that says that was cleaned out. So I don't know where that comes from. I'm not saying that she's lying. She definitely could have something. We know fancy anywhere. But
now Jamie's got Love Shack in her head now.
And I've heard that, but I don't see that playing any part in it, to be honest with you.
All I know is I have more questions now than I did before.
Same.
I agree. And then at first I was like, well, maybe he was out there. Nick hung out in there before he went to the house. But if you look at the time in the log of the taxi, to the time he texted her at the door, it was only like a minute and a half. So he walked straight from that taxi to that door. He didn't go anywhere else.
Ivory, they're asking you to read a police report or something.
What police report?
I think that the one, I don't know, the police report, the one with that junior sheriff about David and all that, the junior sheriff's report or whatever.
Oh, so hold on, I stand corrected. Is that a carpet? The floor is red in the shed. I don't remember that being red before, but the floor is red.
The red carpet.
Yeah, it looks like it's some kind of red. It could be an indoor carpeting. There was a fan in the window. Is that a window?
Is it like is the color maroon or something?
Maroon, yeah. Maroon.
Maroon. Oh my God.
So I do know. I agree with you though with the multiple men. I do know that when she went to that whole VisionCon thing, and remember when they were all looking for her, Dee Dee and Dave and all these other people were looking for her? And she was in the room with Dan and all the guys from the VisionCon. How many were there, Jackie? 6 or 7?
Excuse me?
Yeah, about 6.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
we haven't mentioned this bit yet.
but it was already mentioned. It's already been mentioned that she was caught in that room by Dee Dee.
But we
haven't mentioned it, but it's already been out there. The information that she was in that room, caught in a hotel room with men, has been out there for a minute.
I skipped over that bit.
So when she went to VisionCon, there was Dee Dee and all the friends knew she could walk.
Right.
There was 2 occasions that she got caught at VisionCon though.
She went She went missing, and Dee Dee had found her with like 5 or 6 men in the hotel room upstairs, Becca Scoops talks about it, getting ready to have relations with these men. And then Dee Dee came in, had a fit, and because there was a group of them looking for her, she went missing. But all of these men knew Gypsy and were regulars for her, if that makes sense.
But in that ACT TV show, they make out that she was found at Dan's house, well, whatever his name is in the movie, and she dragged him out of there. But in reality, she dragged him out of VisionCon when she was found with multiple men in a motel room by herself.
VisionCon was in the hotel. It took place.
Dan was in the room.
Yeah.
Other people were in the room, whatnot. There's certain people that were next door that would say, yes, this happened, but they want to remain anonymous, and I can't say who these people are because they want to remain anonymous, but they had said that they heard this, they were next door. I can't say who it was, and I'm not going to for their thing, but that's what they had said. So believe what you want to believe, anybody, but 6 men in a motel, she's disgusting.
This wasn't the first time. Dan, I think, who was the one that came out with this? This has been out for a minute. The fact that
but there's 2 occasions. This one was like 2011. The one I'm talking about.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me one bit.
So I believe that shed was used for men because, again, men visiting her, men trying to get with her, being with her was not a unusual. And David, all the neighbors, they all knew about it. They all went to the VisionCon.
This person said that the men that were in the room were, shady at best. Like, most had records for being pedos. And this was before the other alleged incident where she was at the VisionCon and her mum dragged her out again that other people talk about. This one is like in 2011 where, these men were, 3 of them were known pedos, like, and Dave was in the room apparently, like, I don't know, like, it's just crazy.
What police report are they wanting me to read?
The one with the lady sheriff that turned into a prison guard. The one I sent you on Facebook. And this is why I keep on saying she's got ankle flaps. She has to. 6 men. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't understand any of this. There's just so much. It's just a lot of information. It really is just a lot of information. I thought this autopsy would help me, but.
Well, I was fully expecting there to be a sedative in her system when we seen the toxicology report. So when we got that,
Shay, what's that other drug? What's that other drug called? So, what is it called? I can't think of the name of it, and it doesn't show up in anything. It's symbolic, or I don't know what the word is. It doesn't show up in anything. What's that drug? No, it's like a drug that doesn't show up it just knocks you out, and you can see everything, feel everything, but you can't do anything about it.
GHB?
No, not well, yeah, but it's a medical thing. Seroquel. I'm on 300 mils of Seroquel fucking twice a day, and I can feel everything.
So, I mean, a sedative, it's some kind of, I mean, everything can be found if it's looked for. So that's the problem, is it's got to be something that they wouldn't look for. I'm not sure. There's a lot of them that they could have done that to her, and anesthetized her or sedated her. And
I've watched a lot of. I'm just going by crime. I shouldn't go by crime scene shows, right? But there's a drug that
GHB, rohypnol, ketamine. They would find. I think they would find ketamine.
Yeah, no. Toxicoline.
Sucks. Where the hell would she?
I don't know, but then again, where would she find that? But then they were always in a hospital though,
and there was always these men floating around.
That is a surgical medication. She would have to be in an OR, in a Medibox to be able to get that. That's not something that just lays around the hospital. They wouldn't suck her.
Okay. Well, I'm not a nurse. That's why you're here.
Yeah. Your chances of GHB is probably better because that's the date rape drug, and That you're
Well, yeah.
literally
The amount of men that were like, trying to juice her up every 10
she
minutes,
could have
like,
gotten that from somebody that she knew. But again, I feel like that at that point in an autopsy would have shown up. Because it's found if you're looking for it. Like, it's not something that's just run on regular labs. You know what I mean?
what's that, Gypsy? Can you just come in here with your big fluffy coin purse and tell us what happened? Like,
What about not giving her insulin, though? Would that have an effect? If she wasn't given insulin, I mean, yeah, she could go into DKA, which could put her into a coma, but she would have symptoms long before that. So I don't see that happening either, and that's nothing that's time specific.
I don't know why you guys miss me. I'm just going on about insulin and coin purses. Like,
High insulin makes you sleepy. Absolutely, yes. Yeah, I don't. DKA didn't play. So the fact that she got no insulin didn't play a role. The fact that she got too much may have, but we don't know that because I don't know that they.
what about chloroform?
Where would they get chloroform? Why would they go through all the chloroform if they were gonna jab her? Like, none of that makes sense. You know,
Yeah, I don't know.
her plan was so meticulous that just doesn't make sense for the way her plan was moving. It doesn't fit into her.
Well, yeah, if she wanted Dee Dee to suffer, she wouldn't. She wanted to suffer. Like, that's the only reason why I said that saxacholine thing. I know she can't get it, but it's like, what drug can you stay awake? Like, I get saxacholine out of your head, all right? So I shouldn't have said that, but like, what drug can you stay awake but can't fight back, but you can feel everything? What drug is that?
GHB, Rohypnol. There's a couple of drugs like that. But again, where is she getting access to these? Maybe the GHB from men, but
GHB for men, Rohypnol for men. Like, if she's hanging out with a bunch of pedos, like we've been alleged to believe, then they would have Rohypnol and GHB and whatever she'd need on standby.
Right. I just
like,
don't
what
see
about what about belladonna? Like, they could have had belladonna on them if they're creepy pedos.
I just don't see them going through all of that to have a jabbing. You know what I mean? It doesn't fit into the profile of her plan. Like, I'm going to go drug her now, and then I'm going to jab her, and then I'm going to have this guy come in here, and it was so meticulous. I feel like that just doesn't fit with it.
She had 2 years to plan to get some belladonna or to get some Rohypnol or GHB and shit like that. Like, she had a lot. Like, if she could sit there online pretending to be Ruby and her mum doesn't notice, her mum's not going to notice if she has Rohypnol, belladonna, or like Rohypnol either.
No, but I mean, one, who's trying to get caught giving that? Who's not going to question her for giving that? And then again, it doesn't make any sense because then you could have just drugged her to death.
Yeah, but like me being a girl, if I said to a group of guys, "Hey, can I have some juice?" They'd be like, "Yeah, sure, babes." They just give it to me.
Right, but it doesn't make sense for this particular murder, though.
Like, she could have kept it in a cupboard or something, waiting for, I don't know.
I'm not saying she didn't have it on her or she couldn't get it. I'm
In the
just saying
shed.
it doesn't make any sense. Like, you're gonna give her Rohypnol in bed, and then have somebody come in and jab her. You know what I mean? You're gonna go through the fact that you could get caught with the Rohypnol. Now, insulin makes more sense because unless they're looking specifically for an overdose and the amount of time it takes for a body to be found that can metabolize, like, so insulin makes more sense. It's more easily accessible. It can do the same job and it's not really found. And again, if her body's not found for a long time or they're not specifically looking for high amounts of insulin, they're not going to find that. Whereas Rohypnol, they can look into that. Because it's not found in regular blood panels, but it is. Now we're giving her Quaaludes.
Look, the Quaaludes were, extinct a long time ago as well. But I'm just trying to give another theory apart from insulin, just to, I don't know.
I mean, and again, it just doesn't fit with her if you look at her plan and how thought out it was and how it was going down this like one, that would have threw a loop in it, I feel like. That's another way to get caught. 3 people in a secret are really bad. 2 is horrible. But to have 3 people, you know what I mean? You're going to buy drugs from one guy and then have another guy murder. There's too many pieces in this puzzle. Then it starts.
You could have got like the juice or whatever else beforehand, months before. She could have planned to have some with someone and then thought, hey, I could just use this on my mum. I don't know.
Yeah, I just feel like that's just far-fetched for me to believe.
Did the acid in her body raise with the amount of insulin that was in her system?
Well, the acid wouldn't raise.
After death, doesn't it raise or something?
Her acid levels? No. So insulin is not normally found. So unless they had a reason to really check into an overdose of insulin, they would not have. And even if they did, it's been 4 or 5 days that blood has already been tainted. And so they may not even find anything with insulin.
Ray said Gypsy and Dee Dee were at the hospital the day of the unaliving.
They were there 2 days before, or 3 days to have her. They were having her thing checked, weren't they?
Okay, so if Gypsy's strolling around in a wheelchair,
your live is not eligible, restricted. We just got hit with a thing. So yeah.
If Gypsy is a champion at stealing, right, and they're always at the hospitals and stuff, you know, couldn't Gypsy just like sneak some drugs from the hospital in her wheelchair? Like,
well, everything's in locked.
There was nothing in her system. And yeah, drugs aren't just laying around. I mean, you literally got your fingerprints into a machine and grab them out.
Yeah, I mean, even at like the hospital where I am, even for like Benadryl, it's all behind a locked door.
Yes. You
see, in Australia, the only reason why I'm asking is because in Australia, like, you know, I know some pretty bad junkies that have grabbed some shit, like, because the nurses are just not onto it. Like, you get a nurse to half open a door, you're in the drug part. Like, it's pretty easy here. So obviously over there it's not.
No, but say rugs, but no, that I don't see that happening, even close to happening. And again, then you would need to know where it is, where to find it, what it is. Now that's just too much. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's not even.
It's only because 2 nights ago I watched a documentary about Munchausen by proxy, but it was like the nurses were doing it and they were using succinylcholine to kill the patients. So that's why I was like adamant about this succinylcholine thing, because that's a real Munchausen by proxy case. Like, she was killing babies in the baby unit, you know, with that succinylcholine shit. So I was like,
that makes sense because she has.
But again, she's a nurse. She had access. Yeah.
And again, I don't know why would you suck them? Why not insulin them? Well, there was the one that was walking around giving people insulin. But again, like, I really feel like that's just too far-fetched for that to play out in my head. Like, I don't
look, someone asked me what just look up killer nurses or something like that, and it came up. It was a Munchausen by proxy nurse, and she she unalived a bunch of babies in a unit. It was disgusting, but she really did have that sickness where you try and unalive someone but then bring them back for attention.
Are you talking about the UK case?
I don't know. It was a nurse, and it was a bunch of babies in a hospital, and she would get them to the point of need unaliving, and then she would bring them back for attention.
There was one in the UK not long ago like that, but she was actually like unaliving a lot of the babies.
Was she trying to bring them back?
Some of them, she was attempting to, but a lot of them, she wasn't.
Yeah, see, that's a real case, because they're the kind of people that try and hurt people, then bring them back to life. Whereas that's
because they like the attention of being a savior.
Yeah,
someone said Lucy Letby. That's the UK case is Lucy Letby.
Okay, yeah. Just look up, like, you know, killer nurses and shit, because that's sort of the route that I was on last night with all the drugs that they used. And again, I'm literally not saying anything that I'm saying is fact. I'm just literally sitting here saying that this is what I think. I don't know. I can't prove any of it. I'm just, bouncing theories off everybody because I don't know. I'm not a nurse. I don't know all these names.
If you ask me what happened, I think insulin played a role in it, and that's just my opinion. I don't believe that she was in there first. I believe that, and again, this is just my theory. I think that she was knocked out. He went in there. He did what he had to do. She was actually in the bathroom, I believe, because again, I really believe that she was afraid that Dee Dee was going to overtake Nick, and so she hid in the bathroom just in case the cops were called. Because she did overtake Nick, then she looks like the innocent little victim who's just hiding from her.
I agree. Can I say
With the
something with
wheelchair,
that?
notice the wheelchair was still in the bathroom. Well, if she was walking around, why did the wheelchair need to be in there? Well, in case the cops came.
Remember that okay, you're gonna go, oh my god, not again. But remember that drink that was in the bathroom, okay?
Yeah.
And it was that Coke or the Pepsi, and it was in a glass and it had a straw. That bitch was sitting in there lapping it up, drinking out of a straw out of a blue cup in the bathroom. She wasn't afraid.
Didn't she say she was shaving?
I'm not saying that she was actually afraid. I'm saying that I do believe that she was a little concerned on whether or not Dee Dee was going to overtake Nick. Both Nick said that, and I believe that's why she was in the bathroom. Why else would they have had a code for the door?
It's just that it's that drink with the straw in it.
It makes sense to me that she was, just in case Dee Dee did overtake Nick, then she was in there hiding. And again, the wheelchair was in there. Why was the wheelchair in that bathroom? She didn't need it. She put it in there in case the cops had to come. Dee Dee ended up calling the cops because Nick is now dead or severely injured. And she's hiding in there going, oh my gosh, some guy just came in. I believe that she had a backup to her story.
Yeah, I can see that.
Dee Dee did overtake Nick. I believe that afterwards, when she came out of the bathroom and she told Nick, you stand over there, because let's be real, we're women and we're taking over and we're in control of the situation now. You go stand over there while I get this done. And he can't see around the corner from the living room to see if she went into that room and put the Barney doll and the V and all of that there.
I agree with all that. I just, apart from the fact that she didn't help, but I do. I see exactly where you're coming from with all of it. That Pepsi in the bathroom has bugged me for years, that it was just, I just see it as like she was sitting back with the Pepsi with a straw, loving life in that bathroom. Like,
melatonin is a natural, you naturally produce that in your body. It would take an awful lot of melatonin to do anything to incapacitate someone.
Do you guys know what I mean about that Pepsi in the bathroom? Like, it just looks like she was sitting back sipping. Like, I know it's it's a dumb theory, but like, it was just sitting there with like a straw in it. Oh God, my cat again.
And I want to know what was in those bottles, because there wasn't just one bottle in the hallway. There was in the room. They were all over the house. The bottle with the blue cleaner. They were the clear ones. You could buy the ones, the refillable ones. You could buy the plain spray bottles that you could buy at like a Walmart or a Dollar Tree or something like that. There was a bunch of those bottles filled with blue substance laying all around the house. There were 2 in Dee Dee's room. There was 1 in the hallway. They were everywhere. What was in that? When Nick kept saying he had no idea what she was talking about, these bottles.
It looked like Windex.
That's what I'm saying. It looked a little cloudy to me, but what exactly was in there made no sense. He doesn't remember it being there. He remembers she used a carpet cleaner, a red and black bottle.
Wasn't there like dog food, a bag of dog food or something? This has nothing to do with what we were just talking about. I'm just trying to think of.
No, you're okay, Shay. Say whatever you want. You're all good.
So that's what I believe went down in that house. For some reason, she was throwing crap in the garbage from the house. What was that? I want to know what that was, because I think she was trying to hide more than she's letting on. I think there's a lot.
Could have been throwing out a bunch of used dildos.
I think that there was a lot that Nick didn't know about. Was somebody else there before when she insulin Dee Dee? And that's the actual DNA she was trying to get rid of? Maybe it wasn't Dan. Maybe it was another guy. Who knows?
Hey, I want to know too, for all the animal lovers that stick up for Gypsy, she abandoned her animals. Now, you guys hear my cat always crying for attention because she's just a sook. Because I have to pick her up like a baby all day, otherwise she cries because she's that much of a sook. Like, I could not abandon my animals. Like when I was at my mum's for 4 days, my neighbors looked after my animals. They fed my animals, like blah blah blah. Like I can't leave my animals, and she unalived her mum and left her baby animals to just die outside. Like
She left Pixie with
it
Ryan.
Well, I don't see that there were insulin level marker
yeah,
testing done. I did not see
yeah.
that.
She left Pixie with Ryan.
Not only that, it was 4 days that she was found.
You were mentioning throwing stuff away. Did I think I read or someone had said that she was trying to get rid of evidence that she was even in the house.
Well, that's what he said during the thing. He was saying during his interrogation, she started throwing stuff in the garbage. She had garbage bags. She was throwing away stuff, knickknacks and like picture frames. And he was like, I don't know, maybe I think she was trying to make it look like she didn't live there, which made no sense. She obviously lived there. So what was
Right.
she throwing away? That's why I feel
It's
like
okay.
there's a little bit more to the story that maybe Nick doesn't know about. Because why, you know what I mean? Why do all that? And again, that whole cleaner thing, like, was there somebody there before Nick got there? That, something happened. Maybe there were DNA in other forms, and you were trying to scry. I don't know, because you weren't worried about the blood in the kitchen. You weren't worried about the, you know what I mean? Doesn't make
Right, well,
any sense.
his blood being in the kitchen makes sense if she's trying to frame him, though.
But then why scrub the carpet?
Yeah, you got me with that one.
Right? See, that bothers me. It doesn't make any sense. And where did that blue cleaner come from? If Nick doesn't remember that, and again, he's like, it was a red and black bottle. She had the baby wipes, and she said the baby wipes. The only thing she left out was those blue and white bottles. And he left that
What
out
if she
too,
had
because he said
cross-contaminating blood on her from helping do the deed with Nick before Nick got there?
she showered. She was naked.
Maybe she thought that some of her blood came off onto the floor.
From what? She wasn't cut.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I know that Dave Blanchard was close with them. Did he have a key?
Yes, because he said that he would usually check the house. I don't know if he actually had a key. I would assume he had a key. And why did he go through the window then? Because
That's what I was
didn't he
going
say
to say.
in the interview or an article, he said that when they would go away on their trips, they would feed the cats, him and his wife, they would check the house, they would, you know what I mean? So it doesn't make any sense.
What if he has the key, just happened to let himself in, and that's where the clear bottles, the blue liquid came from?
That's what I'm thinking. Somebody else was in that house doing a cleanup. Was it maybe because she had somebody there beforehand? They did a little hanky-panky, left DNA evidence, and she was
They
like,
want
"No, we're gonna clean that up."
They want you to check your email. They're saying it over and over and over. But she's outside she's having a dart outside.
So, you know what I mean?
I'm also confused. If he had mentioned that he and his wife would feed the animals, he obviously needed a way into the home. Why would he be like, "Oh yeah, I climbed through that window"?
Why'd you climb through the kitchen window? Weren't there multiple windows in the house? Bigger than that one?
Was that the only one that they left open?
I don't know. But again,
Well, and he put all that stuff back together, and that big ass man got through the kitchen
and I
window.
don't know the answer to this. Did anyone actually see that man go through the window?
No, I don't think there were reports that anyone had seen him.
There's some police thing that reckons that they know that he went through the window, but like, I don't know.
I mean, I guess it's possible. Maybe he did put it back. He didn't want to make a mess, but
Well, wasn't it like, oh, we can't tell you to go in the house, so you have to sneakily let
you
yourself
have to,
in?
right. You have to go into the house because we can't give you permission.
So maybe that's what he was like, "I'm just gonna go through this window then," but he just could have left himself in the front door. Or wasn't the back door unlocked?
They said that
Maybe I made that up.
There was stuff all over the back door. You couldn't.
okay, this is what John Doe just wrote this. I think this is what his theory is. Hold on, let me put this up here. Gypsy wanted her mother to suffer, so she withheld her medications from her. Because of Dee Dee's many medical issues, she had access to opioids and benzos. Gypsy took them, and it was proven she was on opioids. If she withheld diabetic medication, she'd have been dead long before that. So I don't know. I mean, it's possible. Gypsy did have many medical issues, including chronic fatigue. She wasn't lazy. She was incapable of doing physical activities, and it can be seen now in how always tired she is. I agree she did have muscle weakness. If you watch Taking Care of Maya, you would see that there were many medical issues that aren't known by many physicians. The Dee Dee, in fact, would have had to go to many doctors. I agree. So genetic disorders are very hard to detect, and a lot of them aren't, there's not a lot of information on them. So if they're not well versed in them, absolutely they would be sending them to specialist to try and find out what it was. So I agree with that one. Dee Dee was a scammer, I think, because she had bipolar disorder and needed constant validation and attention, but wasn't for the reason of money. I think money played a big part in it because she needed to survive and provide for Gypsy. So where I do think she was a scammer, I do think it was because of money and stuff to provide for Gypsy. Gypsy was born a sociopath, and that can be one of the symptoms of genetic deletion that she had. I agree with that. I think Gypsy is incapable of loving someone and is asexual, but used sex as a weapon to attract men, which was easy for her to do. So she used men as a tool to help her get where she wanted. I agree with that as well. And again, that goes back to having some kind of disorder that I always thought she had. She planned for 3 years for her mother's murder. It didn't matter if it was Nick or any other man, but Nick was the perfect one. I agree with that. I think what happened that night, Dee Dee was already sick and probably asleep, so it wasn't that Gypsy exploded. It was meticulous and calculated, not a crime of passion. I don't think, even if she was sick, you still have a will to survive. You would still fight back. So I don't know that I agree with the fact that she was just sick. Something had to make her not fight back. She mailed the weapon across state lines, which is a federal crime, to Nick's home to frame him even further. I agree with that. I think that mailing the knife was brilliant. Saying Nick wanted to rape her mother, so she offered herself instead, is laughable since they found her in a motel, happy and not caring. I think that was part of the role playing that I think she initially might have brought that on, but I agree with that. Nick had attachment issues but didn't have the killing instinct in him. He did it for her. I agree with that. Someone else was in the house but not exactly did the schmurder. Probably just helped clean up or cover up. I agree with that. Nick isn't exactly smart enough to execute the plan alone. Absolutely agree. I think during those 3 years she had another person in her pocket, and Nick was clueless on that. I agree. I think Gypsy is a ticking time bomb and incapable of hiding her true self and would do something soon, especially to people that are seeing through her. I agree with that too. Gypsy was born and raised surrounded by love and attention of the world. She's not used to being not liked or loved, or being seen through is triggering her further now that she's about to explode. I agree with that. So, John, whoever you are, I kind of agree with the majority of it. I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like that was pretty spot on. Still leaves us with unanswered questions, though, unfortunately.
She's still a drop pie at the servo.
Huh?
She's still a drop pie at the servo.
Right.
Drop pie at the gas station.
Okay.
Look at the way she looks at me. She's just like, you're
I just
crazy.
I feel like there's another part of this we don't know about. And that I think Nick doesn't know about. I feel like
He makes me laugh too.
I feel like somebody else was in that house.
So do I.
The cleanup, I want to know what she threw away. I think that would answer a lot of questions. Was it journals? Was it, I don't know. But I do see that she journals now, and she journaled in prison, so maybe journaling is a thing for her. Maybe it was journals she was taking, who knows. But I don't see it being Dan. I do, however, if I'm going to think of anybody that we know of in this whole scenario, my bet would be on Dave.
Look, I know they say that he's not related to him, but the coincidence of a Blanchard living so close to them is just, that sits weird with me.
And Dee Dee's a Blanchard with an E, and he's a Blanchard with a D.
It just doesn't sit right with me.
I mean,
Because what's the coincidence? I have a fairly common last name, and I am the only one in my town with my last name. Mine's fairly common. So the fact that they moved and they...
and my grandkids have the same last name, but they're not because of our family. It just happens to be a very popular name, no relation.
But Blanchard isn't very popular, is it?
I don't know what it is. I mean, down in that, I don't know.
The leader of the VisionCon,
They were all related, but I don't
they're
know.
asking who was at the Vision. So the leader of the VisionCon now is a bloke named Brendan Lawther, and he's the one who made Gypsy's suit. And if you go on his Facebook profile, I'm not saying anything about him. I'm just saying if you go on his Facebook profile, there's a photo of David Lawther, and he has a knife, right? And he's holding it up, and he's in the comment section 8 years ago. It says, resin molds and homicide and all this kind of stuff. And he's the one who made her outfit. He's got the resin molds for the outfit that she wore in the wheelchair with like the pink thing on her head. Brendan Lawther. He's the owner of he's the boss of it now, and he's there's photos of him and her together.
I think a lot of these people at this VisionCon thing were shady.
I mean, there were 6 men in a room with her. That's
how she was schmexually.
And then the issue is, though, she is perceived to be a child, so that's even more questionable.
That's what I'm saying. Men who found her attractive enough to go be with her in prison, you wonder their motive. Like, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying anything bad about Ryan. I'm just saying he's a special ed teacher, and he fell for someone who looks like a special ed in a wheelchair with a wig on and sounds like a baby. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
He, in fact, in his live, said it was the voice. I happened to be in that live, and he said that she turns that voice on when she wants something real bad, and that's what got him. I was in that live when he said it.
I'm going to try that with my husband tomorrow, guys. I'll let you know how it goes.
So that was questionable, though. But who watches a documentary about someone who unalives their mother and is like, you know what? I'm going to write them, and I'm going to marry them.
Ken.
And their
Ryan.
baby.
And Ryan.
And all the many men that were sending her money.
Well, Ken was first. Ken, she was still looking like a baby when Ken found her attractive. She didn't even have hair yet. Like, you know.
Ryan did it on a dare. I believe he said he did it on a dare.
They're saying in the comments, I'm saying what they're thinking. I'm just saying it out loud.
Ryan did it as a dare, he said in one of his lives, that his friends dared him.
Then how did you get caught up enough to marry them?
Because that's where her crazy comes in.
I'll say this. By the time that Ryan got to her, she did look pretty. She had long blonde black hair, brown hair. She did look pretty, and she had that baby voice, whatever. But when Ken went for her, her hair was like half short and a ugly ass bob.
Well, not to mention when he would ignore her, she'd go to the bathroom with nail clippers and just shred her hair to get his attention.
So yeah, she was in the hospital 2 days before getting her thing changed. We knew that. Sorry, I'm just reading the email. Hold on, let me see if I can turn this for you guys so you can see it. How do you rotate an image? Let's see.
Ali Sky, exactly what she says. Like we're just going by off what she says too.
You can't even go by what she says because she changes her story every other day.
Yeah.
This Walmart receipt, was that the one that was on her dresser?
Yeah, probably.
So it looked like she bought lots of alcohol, a sock monkey, a floppy puppy, padlock, cable lock, butterfly something, dog treats. Who's got a dog?
That's what I was thinking about the food because I thought there was a bag of dog food.
She bought dog treats, Marvel something, straws, knives. A neck fan, 2 of them. I don't know.
Someone said they had a little dog, but they didn't have that dog at that time, though, right?
Right.
It was just the 2 cats.
Yes. So that's not bruising on her hand, that's lividity. That's blood settling.
Did we ever find out if her nose was broken?
It was not. Her nose was not broken, there was no bruising.
So we still don't know why her knuckles were bruised. Great.
Right.
Fantastic. I love that for us.
And though, makes me think, was somebody, did she get into a fight with somebody? Was she doing something with somebody? And like, where, there's just so many. There's no doubt she hit something with those fists. I'm just saying. Unless something fell on her, but again, I don't know.
That would have been too coincidental because both of her hands were bruised.
And right here at the padding where the...
Oh, somebody else is telling you to check your email as well.
Just got it. So this is Megan. A bunch of thoughts. Megan says, there's been talks of the V and kill, and it said she wasn't in the room. Humor me for a moment and remember I last sent you an email about the mental illness. What if it was Candy or Ruby in the room? She went in the bathroom, but Candy or Ruby came back out. I know it sounds ridiculous, but what isn't about this whole thing? Well, I agree. There could have been role playing, so I believe she could have been Ruby or Candy at that point. I don't know if other Australians would agree with me, Jackie. But from my point of view, the only way I've seen her spoken about was when she first came out. Then the Panini Press happened. Since then, the only way I've seen anything about her has been TikTok. I am going somewhere with this. You'll notice the pattern around the middle of the week. I've noticed a pattern around the middle of the week. Rumors start, even if it's just hints other creators have heard something, but aren't saying anything. It really can go only 2 ways. Either news is dropped before the weekend, and everyone is trying to figure out what's real and what's not until Monday because it comes out on Friday and the weekend. I'm using Taylor as an example, and I actually would be interested if you asked on a live. Those accounts, how many people reported them? It took days for the girl to be banned. Yet Key goes on live and just shows her plants in her shell pool and gets a warning for sexual harassment. Key isn't a popular creator and doesn't think of herself as a creator, yet can't stay on live for more than 10 minutes. Yet larger creators don't get banned. I reckon there's a deal with that was made with TikTok while she was doing the first season of her show. My next point, I smell a rat with Bree or surrounding her. Either she's going to be the one that makes Gypsy come undone, or she is an undercover cop because they are looking like complete idiots. Gypsy is playing everyone and controlling her narrative. She even is the one who benefits when creators who are against her aren't getting along. She doesn't know how to be normal, only to be in the public eye. All she wants is fame. There seems to be two rumors spreading around at the same time. One is painting her in a good light and the other isn't. I can see that. I definitely feel like they're playing with... Key is a smaller creator. It's easier to get her down and alive. TikTok, and again, this is just a random thought. Like, this is not, doesn't make anything I say like I have anything right now to prove to you that this is true. But as a smaller, well, number one, Key is very loud and very blunt. And the words she uses are what gets her in trouble. The things she says, I don't think she would be using them in that sense, but I feel like she says it so much that it lights up, that it gives the warnings there. Because she came into my life for a few minutes and got herself booted off. Do you remember that, Jackie? Because I think just the words she uses are like red flags for TikTok. She doesn't schmurder. She doesn't say things like that on a live, or she just says what
who, Kai?
Yeah. So I think that's why she gets banned a lot, is because she doesn't really filter, because she just goes with her thought. Two, I think it's easier to knock a smaller creator down. You got to remember, TikTok gets paid. So even when we're live right now, TikTok's getting money from this. So they're more apt to go after smaller creators than they are big ones that make them more money. And again, that's just a thought. So why they're picking on Key also digs at them. If you notice, and it happened to me in the beginning too, when I speak about Gypsy, I speak to her in my videos. Have you guys noticed that? I don't say she could have. I say you Gypsy. I say stuff like that. I direct it at her, and I notice Key does the same thing. I had to be careful doing that because I wouldn't get mine knocked down left and right. So it could be that too. But why Key is getting picked on, and I don't know. But
Also,
they're out personally.
it makes me laugh every time I watch her videos. And she calls Gypsy's friend, because I don't want somebody's lurking in here, a construction worker.
Yeah.
Look, I can't. I'm pretty good about it. But when she brings out the construction worker and the kangaroo hat, I can't.
Right? So, yeah, it's that a lot, yeah. And that's probably why she's rattling cages, and that's probably why the girl gets kicked off. She rattles cages, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I like rattling cages. So yeah, that's what I think about this. I think that it absolutely is purposeful that they're putting creators against each other on this app. I really do think that's a thing.
The creators all need to stop fighting and get along and just concentrate on the evil thing that is above. Like, everyone needs to just get along, I think.
Well, even just within the last couple of days, Sir Morbid had that whole spiel on his live with Nina, and it was rough.
Was that with Phoenix?
And Nina, yes.
I saw that last minute. I was actually on that live I was on that in the comments. I wasn't on the panel, but I was in the live. And
somehow Katie Joy got involved, and I'm like, what is happening?
I left before that. I missed the juicy crap. I don't know. But I missed that go down. But somebody sent me the video, and that was heated.
It was rough.
But the problem is that everybody's information, they all know facts. Everything that they think is facts. And that's the problem. Everyone, you can Google something, and it's like, this is the facts. And that's the problem is, one, you're not allowing anybody else to have an opinion. That's your big mistake. You know what I
The thing
mean?
is, though, that Fancy is very knowledgeable. Like her or not, she is. Natasha is knowledgeable. Like her or not, she is. Like, you know, Katie Joy, she's knowledgeable as well. Like her or not, she is. So more, you know, I don't know, but like whatever. But these people, like, no one can tell me that Fancy hasn't studied things about it. You might not agree with her, but she's smart. You might not agree with Natasha, but she's smart. Naomi has done a lot more about Nick than Gypsy. You know, like if everybody not get together, but Nina, you know, she finds out things that are very new age to the case. Like there's so many people that if we all got along, you would know so much more. Like I just think that if everybody got along, it'd be so much easier.
The problem is that everybody wants to drop everything at the same time. Guys, there's, you know what I mean? There's so many people on this app. We're not going to run out of enough people that you can come watch my video and go watch Jackie's video and then go watch Shay's video, and we're still getting our views. It doesn't matter who watches who first. And I don't know if it's a lot of these creators, like, again, it's their money. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But again, like that whole thing with, you know, and I'm not saying anything bad about these people. I'm just going to tell you what I heard them say. You know, Phoenix is on there telling, you know, talking about, oh, this is fact. I'm telling you, I know this to be a fact. And then the next person is on there, and Natasha is talking about, no, I know this to be a fact. You know what I mean? But you're both talking about two separate things, and you can each have an opinion with the rest of it. You know, you're both talking about the same fact, but again, me and Jackie do not agree, and I can even see that Shay doesn't agree with both me and Jackie in certain points of this whole thing, and that's okay because
And I'm not jumping on Ivory's head saying you're wrong. Da 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 da. Like I love her, I adore her. I think that she's one of the most beautiful ladies that I've ever met. And in saying that, I respect her opinion, and that's all that needs to be said. Like people don't need to fight about it. Like
Right.
we had a good healthy debate for a half an hour, 45 minutes about it, and we're still friends. Like it that's how it happens. Like people don't need to fight.
Well, I'm not
right?
even a
Like none of
gypsy.
us. Go ahead, Shay.
I'm not even a gypsy content creator. But when I get on, I have a circle. I start with Nina. I come to this Ivory. Then I go to the other Ivory. I circle through all of them.
Through the way,
Everybody's posting. And I'm not taking away from this creator or that creator. I'm watching all of you. There's
Exactly.
no reason for the
Different
fight.
points of view to the table. I go watch other creators. I do create content, and I go watch other ones. And again, because sometimes they may say something where I'm like, you know what, you're absolutely right. I didn't think of it like that.
And you know what?
Everybody brings a different perspective to the table, and that's how it should be. And it's like, and then this whole fighting autopsy thing, like, well, it's just nuts.
Dave's like, "Are you sure, Jackie?" Look, like if I see Nina's post, I'm straight there. I'm sharing it. I'm like, "Oh my god, what is that? What is it? What does Nina know?" Like I always like want to know what Nina knows because I just feel that she has, like, I don't know, she gets me with the tea at the start. Like I just want to know what she's
She says
got.
the word tea, and it's like, I want to know.
Like I'm nosy. I watch Nina. I'm nosy. Like I love to watch Nina because I want to know what she knows.
And I think a lot of people are seeing bigger creators like Nina. Nina's a very big creator, and they're trying to go at them. And sometimes I think the fighting is actually just a, hey, look at me, I need views. You know what I mean? Sometimes their content doesn't get them fast enough, and if they're arguing with someone or calling somebody out, people are into drama, and people are going to go watch their views and give them views for the drama of it.
And Becca Scoops, we wouldn't have, she explains it so well, that Becca Scoops. She puts it all together in a timeline. Becca does. She's so good at it. She puts it all in a timeline. It makes it so much easier to digest it all if you watch all Becca Scoop stuff. Like I really like her.
Painted Dream says, as a viewer only, I want the facts. I agree with you.
We don't have them.
There's a limited amount of facts you are going to get from this app. Some people have small facts, and that's, you know, and they can bring it. But a lot of what we have to offer are our theories and our opinions, because there's only so many facts that people have that are new. And again, someone, you just said, but I like your facts. Well, I've had a couple of them, but again, a lot of what I speak is my theory and my opinion. It's not, you know what I mean? Like, I'll tell you when something's fact. If it's fact, you probably already know about it, because the amount of new facts coming out in this case are not that many. And so again, I'll state a fact and give you my theory or my reasoning on why I believe it or why I can see it. And that's, you know what I mean? So
Who's Taylor Marty?
Who?
Who's Taylor Marty? They're like, Taylor Marty, come in.
I don't know. And then it becomes a game of telephone, yeah.
They're all talking about Taylor. Who's Taylor?
Well, I'm going through the comments to see if I can find someone, and I can't.
Taylor, is that Taylor Magda's friend?
Taylor Marty? I think they're in the box. I don't know.
It's Magda's friend.
It's Dave. Dave's been sitting there I didn't even notice. Sorry, Dave.
That's all right.
Let's bring someone up. I'd like to hear people's theories on stuff. Who do we got in here? Christina. Let's see what Christina's got to say.
Hi.
Hello.
Quickly, I just want to say I love you and Jackie, and I've been following y'all for quite some time now. I didn't really have like anything to say. I'm just kind of in the back just listening, but I just wanted to say hey and to both of you.
Well, since we got you up here, I'm going to ask you a couple questions. If
Yeah.
that's okay. Do you think that Nick did it by himself or she was involved?
Okay, so before the autopsy, I thought Gyp was involved. Now after, it seems like it was just Nick. But tell me why I want to believe she still had something to do with it.
I understand that you want her to.
Well, I get you.
Jackie said that. Jackie's like, just in my mind, she did it. So,
like about the knuckles, like if her, okay, we all know her nose isn't broken, but what was she punching that hard? Like, I don't understand.
I agree. I get left with a lot more questions than answers.
Exactly.
I agree with you. I think after the autopsy, though, before I wasn't so sure could she have done something, but I think the autopsy, gave me a definite that I don't think she had anything to do with it.
Really quick, I'm going to drop out, but that Taylor person, they might want to come in. Everyone's letting them know that it's safe here. So I'm going to go ahead and drop out in case they do want to come in.
All right. Thank you, Shay.
Bye, guys. I'll see you later.
Bye, Shay.
But yeah, I agree with you. I feel like beforehand, I thought maybe she could have had a jab here, a jab there, but now for some reason, my gut's telling me she didn't. And I would love for her to have, but.
And then the whole shed theory. I'm right there with you. I know. I'm right there with you.
Anybody says about that shed, it was a romper room.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you on that. I mean, I don't know. The whole thing is just crazy. And
now, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
One more question. Do you think that she was either insulin or somehow incapacitated when he got there?
Okay, so before I answer, so the insulin, is it possible she could have given her more than she needed, and could that have backfired to where she couldn't move, like fight back? Mm-hmm. Would that be in the autopsy report?
No, it doesn't show in the toxicology. I don't think they ran for insulin specifically, and because her body was found so many days later, that it wouldn't have been the right. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility that she could have been insulin.
Okay. Sorry, what was your question again?
So, do you think that something had happened to her where Gypsy had her incapacitated? So she
before
couldn't
his
move.
arrival. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I just have a gut feeling about that. Like
I feel like she would have flicked him right off. The guy was small.
100%. Like I'm 5'1", and yeah, I would like y'all have been saying I'd be bucking that horse off, you know?
Right? Or at least reach back and grab and have some defensive
Yeah.
wounds. Like,
Yeah, and the thing is like they're saying people are saying like she didn't fight back.
Defensively in the arm.
Huh?
Remember in the interrogation, the officer lifted up Gypsy's shirt and said, "Where'd you get this mark from?"
Yeah.
Where'd she get that mark from? Could it have been from her mother?
wasn't it a bite mark from Nick?
No, the cop said, I have been around a lot of people and seen a lot of hickeys. No, he's not a hickey, young lady. Remember?
Yeah. Yep. And the interrogation. Yes. Would bruising show up after she was deceased, unalived? No. So she could have still punched, but not the face.
Could have. Yeah, could have.
Because I don't believe the whole cleaning the carpet, and that's all.
I can't get rid of that. I don't know why.
Why did she? It just. I'm at a loss for words. Like I don't understand why
Have you got a washing machine going?
I agree.
Have you got a washing machine going?
No, it's my fan. Hold on, I can turn it off.
Oh, no, I just wanted to know if it was you or Dave that had a washing machine because I put myself on mute. What is that noise?
Okay, I turned it off.
I just wanted to know what it was.
Oh no, it's okay. Oh
That would have
man.
been rug burns? What would have been rug burns?
No, not on her hands. I mean, if they were, we would have seen the rug burns.
Are they talking about on her knuckles? Who scrubs the carpet with their knuckles?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That girl doesn't even do the dishes, let alone scrub a carpet. Come
No,
on.
she just likes to sit in it.
Yes,
To
seriously. Stop it with the same.
Where'd she get that bruise from on her arm? And the cop lifted it up with the pen. Remember, he lifts it up with the pen and he goes, "What is that?" She's like, "It's a hickey, sir." And he's like, "Nah, I've been around a lot of people with hickeys. It's not a hickey." Like,
Right.
you know, is it defensive? The mum's grabbed her arm and gone, "What are you doing, girl?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, my mum would grab me and be like, "You trying to kill me, bitch?" Like, my mum would grab me. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Yeah. The three things, there are three things in this entire thing that I need to have answered, and they really bug me. The one, why did she not fight back? Two, why did she scrub the carpet? It doesn't make any sense to me. Three, why was she throwing stuff away to the point where Nick thought that she was trying to make it look like she didn't live there? What was she throwing away? Those three things bother the heck out of me.
Right.
And I feel like answering those three things should open something up for a story that we're not prepared for.
Yeah.
look, I need to somehow prove that Gypsy helped because otherwise I'm not going to be able to sleep for the next 20 years, okay? Because I'm done.
Yes, ditto,
Jackie
girl.
just wants her to have done it, and so she's going to do whatever she can to
No,
prove.
it's not that I want her to have done it. It is. I'm petty. It is. I am petty. I mean it. But
Me too,
let's
girl.
be
Me
honest.
too.
I do want to prove myself right too. Like because I don't want it all to be on Nick. I just don't want it to be all Nick's fault. I just can't see him doing it all by himself. I
I
can't.
know, girl. That's what I've been saying.
I'm not about being petty. I'm petty as fuck. Let's be real. I'm petty. Okay.
Another reason I think that he did it, though, was because in the interrogation, he talks about how Gypsy kept thinking that he wasn't going to go through with it, that he couldn't go through with it. And he wanted to prove to her that he loved her, needed to be with her, and the only way he could be with her was if Dee Dee was gone, and that's how he got through it. You know what I mean? Like that was. I wanted to show her that it was important for us to be together. Like that's how we can be together. And so I feel like, yeah, he walked in there and was like, yeah, I'll show you because I love you and we're going to be together. And bam, you know what I mean? So I really believe that he did it on his own just to prove a point to her. Like, you think that I can't do it, but I can because I want to be with you. And I think she was using that as a thing. So he had a point to prove to her.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yes.
Yeah, but allegedly he has a secret to tell. What's the secret?
I honestly don't know that there is a secret.
But I want there to be.
I'm with you, Christina. I am with you. I'm with her. Guys, I want there to be a secret, and I was all on board with this thing with the secret, but if he had something to say that could get him out of prison and that is what he's fighting for, he would have said it. Or he's going
What
to
if he
say
still
it.
loves her though?
I'm sure he does. Well, doesn't he? I do believe he's got a girlfriend right now, right? Dave, maybe not.
So,
Yeah.
Oh, hi,
No.
Dave.
No, he doesn't. But either way, he has had other girlfriends, correct, Dave?
yes.
Yeah. So I feel like he knows he's not getting her back at this point. He knows that. And I think that he knows that she screwed him. And I think he still cares about her because he's fixated on that. And again, there's the autism showing the fixation. But I think he knows that she screwed him. And so I think he's trying to protect her. I don't believe that. I think that if he had something to say, he would save his life with it. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Because he's not dumb. He's actually, he's smart.
Very smart, yeah.
You know what I mean? So he knows enough that, look, hey, I got to tell this or that's it. My life is, I'm stuck here. Right.
Do you want to say anything, Dave? Like, we don't want to talk over you. Do you want to say anything? Okay.
So I really do believe that if he had something to say, he would have said it or he will say
Or are
it.
you saying it now, since this is
Right.
his last appeal?
I feel like he's had an appeal before. So if he really had something he wanted out, he would have said it.
Right.
That's just my opinion. I mean, I love the whole theory of he's hiding something, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah. It'll come out hopefully eventually. Maybe.
Christina, when did you start getting into this? Was it like
Oh
when she got out of
gosh.
prison? Or?
June. Like
Okay.
hardcore. That's when I found Ivory and our family here.
Oh, you're so cute.
Aw.
Yeah, every time my boyfriend Tony, he's like, "You're still watching them?" I was like, "Yes." Like,
Aw.
he's nice.
One of
He'll
our
let me
9 hours
talk
straight
about.
through.
He's nice. He's tired of hearing Gypsy's name for sure. He's like, "Are you done yet?" I'm like, "No, I'm not."
Can I
But
just
he's
tell
a
you
good
that
supporter.
my husband is so glad Jackie got her phone back and he doesn't have to hear it.
Oh,
Hey, guess what, Christina? Do you want to know something? What I did to her today? I
What?
made her think that I wasn't getting a phone. So I told her I was getting a phone, and then I said that, I might not be. And then I said, look, I've gone to get the phone, but but they won't let me take it until tomorrow because I need the worker's signature, blah, blah, blah. She believed me. And then I'm like, lol, joke. And she's like, she got so angry. She was like, I can't believe you did that to me.
I was having some Jackie withdrawals.
oh.
She
Well,
even
yeah,
got on the
girl,
phone
we
to my
missed
mum to
you.
tell my mum. She told my mum how much she missed me on the phone.
Aww.
I did.
So
It was
sweet.
so
Well,
cute.
we all missed you, girl.
Right?
And,
It wasn't the
and
same.
you know what? My mum was listening to Ivory on the phone, and Ivory got mum right into Gypsy. Mum didn't even know who Gypsy was. I showed mum the crime scene photos, and then mum's like, this isn't that bad. I said, hold on, they've taken it off the website. So I showed her the original ones. She's like, oh my God, that little savage. And then then she was listening to Ivory, and she's like, I told her a couple of things. I showed her some videos, like old videos of Ivory, because I couldn't get into my TikTok. And Mum doesn't have TikTok, so she had no idea. And I'm like, Mum, this is what I was talking about years ago when it first happened. And she's like, yeah, but I didn't watch that. But it didn't come on our news. I'm like, I know, it came up on Google. And then I told Mum about the shed. She's like, yep, that little tart was out in the shed. And she was getting it on with all them boys being Ruby and this one and that one and all their feral little wigs. Now my mum's fully invested.
God. Oh, I love that so much.
My mum thinks that Ivory's the sweetest lady in the world. She loves her. She thinks she's so beautiful. She's like, oh my God.
My mom too. No, she can't stand the gyp shit drama. She's like, I could give 2 Fs. I don't care. She should rot in prison. I'm like, Mom, I know. That's what this group is.
That's what we're trying to do, right?
Exactly. But, yeah. Oh.
The crime scene photos back up because they took the main ones down, like the
gory
ones.
Did you look today?
Oh, they might have put them back up since, but they took them down for 2 days.
Listen, we are trying, because if I can get that chick put back in jail, I would. Not gonna lie.
Me too.
I would love to see her rot behind bars.
Anybody that says you can't put a pregnant woman in prison, I'm sorry, but I've walked the yard with many a pregnant, so that's not true. Pregnant or not, they don't care.
I don't know, I've never worked in a prison.
Hang on, I'm going to go look it up real quick, and I'll get back to you. Hold on 1 second.
Another smoke.
Listen, you. Don't you come,
Well,
man.
hey.
I'm just kidding.
I'm a smoker too, and I'm going to be heading out that way in a minute.
Yeah, Dave, I smoke a lot of cigarettes. You can tell
know
in my
what?
voice.
I'm just going to smoke now.
You know, Christine,
everyone can go take their break now.
A dart with us, okay?
If you got them, light them up.
What did you say, Jackie?
You need to have a dart with us.
What's a dot?
What's a dot?
No, you need to have a dart with us.
I think that's what you calls a thing.
You need to have a cigarette.
Oh, yes. I'm heading that way right now, actually. Yes.
You guys are so funny. I love how you guys don't know what I say. Like I have her cracking up all the time over the things I come out with.
Oh, that Adidas
Biscuit tin.
Adidas, or what was it?
Oh my
Adidas?
God, you're so cute. Can you say it again, please?
The failed one or the one I got it?
No, say it the way that you think I say it.
Adidas.
Oh, you're so cute. Oh my God. Do you know what? Ivory didn't believe me that much.
Sound so cute when they're like making fun of you.
She didn't believe me about how we say Adidas, right? That she actually looked it up and she's like, oh, now I understand. I'm like, oh, so you didn't believe? She's like, no, I believed you. I just couldn't hear it in my head. You guys are so funny. And when I tell you guys, do you know how many times you guys sent me in the email, how many times you guys sent me a picture of an Australian toilet? How many times you guys have sent me a picture of biscuits and gravy? You guys crack us up. Like it wasn't just one person sending it. We got so many pictures of biscuits and gravy. You guys are just so funny.
Let me ask you guys this, and this is I'm asking you guys. I'm just curious. Not because I'm trying to start World War here, but do you guys think that everyone is on the fence? Do you think federal charges are being brought up on Gypsy? Or do you think there's not federal charges?
I want to believe that, but I don't know because I don't know.
All right, let's do a poll. Can we do a poll? 1 for yes, 2 for no?
Well, I'm just going to run with yes because I feel like she deserves it.
Said 6. You guys all think really a lot more people think. I'm with whoever said 3, hopefully.
Hey, look, if you're into like that, you know how you can manifest shit. Let's just manifest it.
Yeah, see, a lot of people think there are.
Dave said
And again, I'm not
666.
thinking anybody's lying. I think everyone really is giving information that is
Oh,
not
Dave,
true.
I just saw that.
I just, I just don't see federal charges being brought up. I would love it. Don't get me wrong, and I could see why people are thinking it. I just don't. I don't know. Maybe it's like I'm not willing to get my hopes up, but I just don't see it.
Why
I
is she
don't see her
going on
being.
She'll do
why is she going on the
anything.
river, doing that fake little river thing? She literally, apparently, according to that lady, she sat in that boat, just sat there. They took a couple of photos and they pissed off, but they made out on their Instagram they had a boat day, but they didn't. They literally
Yeah.
sat there in the boat and
And
buggered
there
off.
was a camera crew man there. Did you see that?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then she's
all
gonna get.
staged.
She's gonna go. She's gonna go post the. I'm entitled to privacy. Like it's not right.
Yeah,
There's
like
kids
you
there,
don't want it.
right? So, is there any other reports that have not been released? Not that I know of.
What else could come out?
I mean, everyone keeps saying, can't they get her on perjury? They could have gotten her on perjury that day. She perjured herself on the stand.
Yeah,
I don't see them waiting 9 years to put her on a perjury charge. And perjury is really just one of those things they use to get to something.
unless with all the creators talking and bringing new stuff to light, like theories and damn good ones. Like, I don't know.
I was thinking that. I'm not even gonna lie. I see where you're going with that, and I was thinking the same way. I was like, maybe somebody's hearing something and willing to bring. But you would think that a news article would have come out with it, a newscast, like somebody in like, you know what I mean, the media
Yeah.
would have brought it to light first. Otherwise, nobody's listening to a bunch of people on TikTok.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
man.
I feel like somebody would have picked it up if there was something.
Yeah, but then again, now that she's on social media and there's proof, like that she had written hateful messages to other, like, I don't have the proof, but I've heard that she was
To other she
to
was
other
sending like
creators,
comments and stuff.
and how she stole stories and you know, trying to go along with the whole Munchausen by proxy shit.
Yeah,
And Munchausen by proxy got her out of the death penalty being a Charles Manson, though. Remember that?
I don't know how they went from the possible death penalty to 8 years is beyond me, but
I have no freaking
I don't know that I believe.
Can I just ask this question? Why did they need her to do a plea deal against Nick if they had so much evidence against Nick? Why did they need her plea deal in the first place?
I don't believe that wasn't she testifying for Nick? I don't think, did they use that
But
against him?
why they need a plea deal though?
What do you mean, why did they need it for the plea deal? I think she offered to do it for Nick.
Yeah, but like, why did they need it in the first place? Like, how did she go from the death penalty to a plea deal? Like, how did she go from those two things?
So apparently, her abuse, they felt like because she was abused, they offered her a plea deal, which anybody who's ever murdered anybody, name a public murderer, anybody who's gone out there and committed a heinous crime like this, what is the first thing they run to? Abuse. They've all been essayed. They've all had these horrible, the Menendez brother, anybody, name them. They're always going to go straight to I was abused because people feel bad for abuse victims, and it's like, why?
I mean, she was on the side for Nick. Like she defended Nick or whatever, but she also imprisoned him as well with her testimony.
And she didn't though. Like if you kind of listen to her, she really didn't do him much justice. But
that's what I'm trying to say. Like she did a plea
think that
deal
they
to
also
defend him.
believe- I believe that they also believed that it was just a very messy case.
Yeah.
And if she's already playing that she's this victim, it would have looked really bad. I got another restriction for what?
Oh my gosh, people.
Look,
for
Gypsy, you and
visibility.
your point person need to settle down with the ban button, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Discussing drugs or other regulated substances.
We didn't even talk about that.
I think we were when we were naming medications and saying drugs.
Yeah, but that was like half an hour ago.
Yeah, I just saw it now. 2 restrictions. It was, yeah. She's
What are you
starting
buying
to
on
really
TikTok
live.
shop?
I believe she is.
We love TikTok shop.
We sure do.
TikTok,
I
TikTok.
think you can buy a plea deal off the TikTok shop. Just saying.
Hey, have you got any violations since I've been in the box? Maybe it's me. I should put myself on mute.
I haven't gotten a violation since you've been the whole time you were gone, and then you came back, and now I'm getting violation after violation. So it's you, Jackie.
Darn it, Jackie. Just kidding. We
It's your
love you.
biscuit tin or whatever it was. Your kitty whiskers or whatever it was.
Oh, they're not going to know what dangle flaps are.
What is that? Message me if you can't say
Do
it.
you really want to know?
Yes,
Dangle-
I'm curious.
Dangling flaps. You know, like flaps?
Like dog ears.
No, like your lips, down their lips.
Oh,
Imagine them dangling.
See, the rest of us don't think
I
like
don't
that.
want to. On her. God, no.
Sent me an email. Hold on, someone just sent me an email. Oh my goodness. 3 minutes. Let's see. This may not be the case, but this was put on Nick's case net when he was getting ready for trial.
Oh, speaking of CaseNet, can they can't remove all of her records because of her and the safety of her unborn child. Like, is that a thing? No. Okay.
I don't. As far as I know, it's not a thing. I've never seen it be a thing. Apparently,
Even
Bree
if
said it's a thing, but I don't
she
know.
is I'm not going to say that word.
Trump, but we could still get
Infamous.
his records.
I don't want to say celebrity because she's not, but
Trump is a public figure, and we can still get his records. And he was the damn president at one time.
yeah.
Nicole has been banned on messaging for almost. Who's Nicole?
The redhead.
Nicole the redhead. Nicole. the
She
dance
sometimes
floor one? Nicole on the dance floor. That Nicole. What's her whole name? Nicole what?
I'm not sure.
Nicole needs a nap and a Midol?
Who's Nicole?
she's another creator who talks about different cases, but mainly Gypsy Rose.
Oh, I don't know Nicole.
And
In the
Natasha goes on her panel quite a bit.
Oh. Just when I thought I knew everyone who talks about Jip, there's more.
Should have been on her live the other day.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know the other Nicole. She made sure her mother was dead because her mother knows everything about Gypsy. Gypsy's weakness is people knowing her true self. Quite possible. I agree with that. There was a box cutter in the bathroom? In the crime scene?
I think so.
And a small knife. I don't know. I feel like the more I try to figure this case out, yes, there was with a red handle. Yeah, it looked like an orange. Yeah.
Interesting.
And then and then you got knives in the bathroom, and now I'm right back to square one.
I know it. Oh gosh.
I can't do this anymore.
I know.
Just tell me already, damn it.
I can make up a story, but
Oh, I can make up a good one too.
yours is better.
Let me see. Yeah, the whole case net thing. See, I'm not even getting into that. These creators are fighting like something crazy over this nonsense. And honestly, I
Yeah,
don't.
Sabrina's right. Gypsy knows. Come on, Gypsy knows.
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on already. We know that your story isn't the real one. The version you gave everybody is wrong. Ask Bree. She seems to know everything. But boom. Just kidding.
That was supposed to be the.
If I wanted the version of a story from a man, I'd ask a man, not one that sounds like one.
Are you picking on poor Bree?
No, I didn't say her name.
Poor,
That's not funny. Look,
poor
Dave
bro.
only gets weak laughs in every once in a while.
Poor bro.
Not so much you don't know the truth. Listen,
Look, Dave's even doing the snorting sounds.
I really believe that.
Huh, Jackie?
Dave's even doing the snorting sounds.
I know, I just heard him speak.
Oh, I was doing the for Bree.
Was the
Oh,
blood she was cleaning up from Nick's cut hand? So supposedly he did cut his hand, and it did drip in the hallway. And that's what they said that they were cleaning up. Now, I believe that's what Nick believed. I believe that's what she told everybody, but I feel like why only that one spot? And there were all these blue cleaners all over the place. I feel like there was something else there that he may not know about, or that we don't know about.
I want to say David. He is sketchy. 100%.
Oh, he is.
I don't think Dan was there. I think it was David.
I agree.
Oh, I wasn't there.
No.
We're there, Dave.
David
now.
Blaine. Did I say Dave? I meant David
No.
Blaine. Oh, okay.
My real name is David.
I think that, it may have been. Listen, I feel like was she sitting there? I would love to say she was like screwing somebody beforehand, but they were on text message constantly the whole day. And I don't think there was time for anybody to have been there before for that kind of thing. Do I
She
think
did
somebody-
say in the text messages, can she sleep with whatever his name was in the text messages? That was the day before, wasn't it?
That was the day before.
Yeah.
Do I think that somebody may have been there before and she was trying to, like, oh crap, someone unexpectedly came by, or
Ivory, do you believe that Gypsy and Nick had consensual or non-consensual?
consensual?
Consensual. Sorry.
Absolutely.
So
The
you
only
believe
thing
that
that's
she was
not
lying when she said
Yeah.
it wasn't consensual? Yeah,
I
so do
do.
I.
Play out in the text messages, and then she's gonna pull the last minute was consensual until it wasn't.
Well, I kept saying no. BS.
Yeah. Well, I said yes until I said no, and then he didn't listen. What, you mean right at the, you know what I mean? Like,
Top of the mountain.
right? Like, right at the, come on. Like,
Well, she mustn't have been that great because he didn't even get to blow his load, so, no.
well, who could when you're,
Well, didn't he say
Just
though he
eating.
couldn't perform?
Yeah.
who would be able to after that? And again, that's the difference in their mindset. She was able to. He was not.
And that's exactly
She
why
was
I think that she
built
helped
on remorse.
because that's
And
why I
she
think
was.
she helped because she was able to get her rocks off, but he couldn't blow his load. So what is that telling you? Like, you know what I mean? Painted Dreams, I see you. Thank you so much. She keeps on asking everyone to tap the screen. I appreciate you so much.
Aw, thank you. I agree, Samantha. It was morally unjust. The defense leading expert
Oh,
witness as a
where did she
psychologist
go? She's gone.
and tested him to be an 82 IQ. The prosecution psychologist tested Nick at a 77. There were 3 alternate jurors, and one was smitten with him. First of all, and if I remember correctly, because I watch these things, the interrogations and the trial over and over. But when you talk to people, sometimes you're forgetting which is true and which is not when you hear people's theories. So as far as I believe, the jurors saw the newscast. They had all of the information from the public. They were not kept from all of that information, and they were still allowed to sit in the jury.
What about this? If the trial was done now, right? For instance, like it's not going to be, but if Nick's trial was done now, do you believe that they would find her? Do you believe that they would let her do the plea deal and Nick would do all the jail that he's doing if it came out now? Like with all the stuff that we know now, if it played out, just for instance, on TV now, I don't think they would have done it. I don't think they would have given him life like that.
You want my honest opinion? If it played out now and she never got the plea deal, and this whole trial played out right now, I think they would both be serving life. And that's just my honest opinion. Trying to look at this from an unbiased point of view, it was a heinous crime. When you see the we read the autopsy, we saw the crime scene photos. I think that chances are they both would have gotten life or an extremely high sentence.
Yeah.
And that I'm being honest, because people, especially if you have, they tend to pick jurors who are going to be more like parents, or, you know what I mean? Like, you know, people who are going to see something so harsh and be like, wait, hold on. You know what I mean? Just the way they pick jurors, like there's a science behind picking a jury. And
well, Erin was right. The way she said this, she said someone had to get life out of the two, and you know, Nick did the injuries, so they picked him over the wheelchair-bound invalid with a wig on.
Right. And I don't think that was. And again, I'm going to be honest. If their genders were reversed, I feel like he would not have gotten the plea deal. Like if he was Gypsy, and he was the one who claimed the abuse, and she was the one who did the schmurdering. I do not believe it would have been the same. I believe that he would have, if Gypsy was a boy, he would have gotten more time.
Yep. Megan wants you to check your email. Like
that would have played a part in it too.
Well, Nick wouldn't have been able to con everybody with that Mickey Mouse voice.
I'll mute myself 1 second. Hold on.
Like Nick wouldn't have been able to convince everyone with that Mickey Mouse voice and all that carry on, would he? Like he wouldn't have been able to get someone to marry him in prison and get out on parole early, and you know, the D is fire and all that crap on TikTok. He wouldn't have been able to do that. Well, where's Gypsy's sympathy for the man who helped her do it? Like she just makes out like she was very easily led, you know. And then she says in the Dr. Phil interview, "Oh, well, he said that he was a 500-year-old vampire, and I didn't even know what BDSM was, but yet you told people how to do it." Like, come on. Do you know what I mean, Dave? Like, she tries to blame Nick for it all, but yet, like, she's probably the one that introduced it to him. Oh, you're back. Okay, hold on.
Hello, sorry, my phone died.
That's okay. I wonder where you were.
Yeah.
Naomi, it's because I'm back. So she was like, she has a thing to do tomorrow.
6:30 in the morning.
Well, okay. I just saw that. Thank you. That's crazy.
Hey, Naomi.
Someone's live. Oh, Naomi, hello. Everyone that says everything that she says someone else did, I think she did. I agree.
Yep.
Because sometimes the closest thing to a confession is an accusation.
Like, she had the guts to try and off her mum with a BB gun 10 times, but she didn't have the guts to, give a couple of jabs in. Like, nah.
She tried to knock her off a ladder too. I mean,
But she didn't have the guts to give her mum a couple of jabs before Nick got there. Like, you see where I'm going with this?
yeah. I agree. I want to wish that she did it too. I don't see it in the evidence portion of it. Why is Moo sitting here? Come on, man, move.
Mr. Moo Moo.
So, Lisa, you think that she jabbed her a few times before Nick got there? I think a lot of people do. I just don't see it. She's very calculated and honestly very smart. That whole plan was intelligent.
Hey, Ivory, do you know that TV show Deadly Women?
Yes.
Is there a Gypsy episode on that? I really want to see it. I want to see Candice DeLong or whatever. I want to see her opinion. I love her. That Candice lady that does it. She's a psychologist. And the way she says things, she's like, you can't tell me that it was like die. That Candice lady, she's so good at explaining shit. I want to see a Deadly Women episode on Gypsy. I want to see it.
I don't know if she has one.
The Law and Order is for you, but I want to see. I love Candice. She's amazing. I want to see the Deadly Women episode of Gypsy. I can't find it. I don't even know if it's there.
I saw the Law and Order one. It was very Ivory, please check your email.
Ivory Rose Knows is her YT page, guys. If you want to go follow her on YouTube, it's Ivory Rose Knows YouTube.
Oh yes, guys, if you guys are on YouTube, please go subscribe and show that page some love.
The tablets that I take.
All right, I'm gonna read Dana's her
where
thoughts on what you think happened. I do think Gypsy sedated her mom somehow. I do think it's by an overdose of insulin. Dee Dee's adrenaline would have kicked in to keep her alive. If not, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think she was in the bathroom or waiting outside her mom's room until she was gone, like Dee Dee was gone. I think she went into the bathroom at different points after the fact. Oh, into the bedroom at different points and after the fact. She put Barney in there and covered her. I do think Nick did the official act, maybe the Ruby cheering Victor on, possibly. I think she was hiding someone in the... She said, I think she was hiding someone in the pics in the house because there were photo frames missing. Perhaps someone who was watching Gypsy while Dee Dee was having surgeries. Perhaps it was the person who was cleaning with the blue spray bottle. I think there's a possibility of a third person. I reckon she was cleaning something she did, or person number 3 did, or she was putting on a show for Nick that, hey babe, I'm trying to help you so we can be together. He was
hey babe, I'm trying to help you one, I agree with.
He was definitely used as a fall guy. Sorry, no. She didn't love him. She wanted to be a missing person. She said she believed she was going to get caught. She said she believed she wasn't going to get caught. I was going to be a missing person. Nick's trial, I think. She did say that. She was trying to convince Nick not to wear gloves. She did. She said they would sink it. Said they're going to put the weapon in the river anyway, so the gloves weren't needed. However, that never happened. And she mailed it, and with a return address and everything. She only bought a ticket for Nick to get back, but not her. Why? Did she have other plans? Maybe to meet up with said third person. When they were at Nick's a few days after the fact, Gives time for number 3 to finish their part. She put a Facebook post up so people can find her. In a comment on the same post, she said, I can't read what she said, but you guys all know what she posted on Facebook. Making Nick seem heartless and Gypsy to remain sweet and innocent little girl she was pretending to be. Then 30 minutes later, there was a last comment. One that was deleted, stating the girl is gone too. However, the cops were surrounding the house. Tracked IP address to Nick's. Gypsy knew she couldn't just disappear like she was planning, so she played the unknowing card, which we see in the interrogation. I agree with this. I agree with a lot of it. Absolutely. Nick was definitely going to be the fall guy for her, and I do believe she thought she wasn't going to go with him. She was just going to go missing. So yeah, I agree with that.
I have a question. So is the whole 2-knife theory a thing? Did she say she stole 2?
I don't know what interview. I swear that I saw her. I read somewhere or heard her say that she stole 2 of them. She did, right, Dave?
Yep, Walmart.
Yeah. And
Exactly.
I just looked on the live. I don't know. I watch you every night, so I can't keep track. You're my ritual now. But that house or that shed is still standing. I looked on Google Maps. Yeah, it's still there. So it could be under the shed.
I wonder what were 2 for?
Yeah, right.
Why 2?
I don't know. More questions.
Yeah. I really feel like that could have been just in case she might have thrown one in the river, because you know what I mean? Who knows? And then set him up with the other one. Who knows? Who knows at this point? With her, it could just be about anything.
Right.
She did say she was going to sink the one that Nick had, but he ended up using gloves. He said he wanted to use gloves, which is actually pretty smart.
Yeah. But then she said last minute, don't worry about gloves.
Right. So yeah. But guys, it is 3:45 in the morning. My kids get up in 3 hours, so I am going to head off of here and fester and let this fester in my brain for the night, because I'll be dreaming about this nonsense tonight.
10-5, Ducky.
10-5, rubber ducky.
But thank you guys. Thank you all for being here in the chat. I'll be on tomorrow.
Hey,
Thank you
Possum.
for letting me on. I
Good
love
night,
you both.
Dave. Christina, thank you for being up here. Jackie, thank goodness you're back.
Yes, thank goodness. We missed you, girl.
Guys, I appreciate you all, and I will see you all you guys
Don't
tomorrow.
about the
Bye.
Possum.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.